Welcome back to oh gosh, that's the wrong one. Welcome back to another episode of the Red Wagon Inn, where we are professionals and we do this for a living and everything is great. Welcome back to another episode. We are very, very excited to have you all tonight. We have a lot of cool things planned, and I have a lot of things planned that the party has no idea about, so that's going to be very, very exciting. We've got a few things that we want to talk about before we get started. Before we do, I want to mention a few things. One, which I will show here. Last time we were doing the Red Wagon Inn, we talked about how my dad has COVID-19, and he caught that. Since then, both my grandmother and my mother have caught COVID-19. In good news, they are kind of rounding the corner right now, it seems, and so fingers crossed we'll keep things going there. But with that, everyone on the Discord here was absolutely amazing, and they made this little card from Babodoge, which is sending love from the Red Wagon Inn. Oh, the St. Jude's Hospital is over it. Whoops. Sending love from the Red Wagon Inn to Rybomom, Rybodad, and Rybogran, and signed by a bunch of people, and it's just awesome, and they're all just really cool people, and even the little card on there has so many little unique things that are from the inn, like Better Chocolates or Seven Horses Rum. And so everybody on this card, just huge thank you to all of you. And I wanted to say that early and in the beginning because, one, my mom said she was going to cry and was going to print that out in a scrapbook because she's wholesome and I love her. But the other thing is it is December 1st. That is Rybodad's birthday. And so I'm so excited that things are going better for them. And this community is so good. And I said it many a times in Discord and in mine. And I just love absolutely all of you. So I won't kill the players tonight like I had planned to. You know, you all did good things. So I'll just keep it light tonight, you know. So happy birthday to Rybodad. And thank you everybody for those cards. It meant a lot. Had a hard time not crying on stream last time because it was just wonderful. So that's my clip to say in the very beginning, but welcome to the Red Wagon Inn. Thank you all so much for joining us. We have an awesome show planned for you. Does anybody have anything they want to talk about or shill before I get started and throw a few other things up there?
Happy birthday, Rybodad.
Drew, you had that same message? How did you know?
I know you better than you think.
Ah. Awesome. Yes, my parents, so you can look in the chat because Rybomom was already like, I'm going to write up a couple paragraphs and just say thank you to them so much. So to all those people, yeah, huge thank you to them. And hopefully they're around in the corner.
Yes, big message.
Do it.
In the Red Wagon Inn Discord, Bobo is hosting Winter Warlock. It's Secret Santa on the Red Wagon Inn Discord.
Oh.
So if you want to take part of that, join our Discord. And hey, we might even have something similar coming to the Level Up Discord. Who knows?
That actually sounds like a little fun.
Not me.
Not the Level Up employees.
While we're on it, you guys, if I'm gonna do a little plug for the channel because I know you guys love RPG content and I know you love a bunch of the stuff that we do. So if you go ahead and follow Facebook, Instagram, and Twitter for Level Up Dice _TTV, then you can find out Level Up TTV. Thanks, Alex. As is good at my job. If you go ahead and follow those socials, there will be a much more accurate link in chat than what comes out of my mouth. Then you'll be able to see what else is on this channel because there's a bunch of other really cool stuff that is starting, that is continuing. Don't forget to check out some of the VODs. For example, we did Business Wizards yesterday, which was such a fun time. So make sure you're checking out those things. And it is for free.
Wait,
it is?
Free. For free.
And
free?
even though I haven't finished working exactly all the logistics out, there will be a bunch of Level Up dice giveaways on pretty much every single show on our stream for a period of time in December. So if you want to get free cool goodies, make sure you check out all the streams.
Yeah, Christmas gifts. Then yes, check out all the streams and there's so much good shit. Watch it.
Good shit, watch it all. Love it. That's the synopsis. Awesome.
And today is Bree's eating cherries. Today's Brie is sponsored by cherries.
Brie is sponsored by cherries. I have
every cherry we will donate to the St.
We've all got our things. Right. So a few other things. One, our amazing art that we had. So not only did we have the card, which was amazing on its own, our official artist, Safi-chan, is awesome and made the art of Salt finding summer in the Feywild with a few Fey things in the background, and it's just awesome. Actually, I don't know why, this one's one of my favorites. I think Summer looks really cool in it, and yeah, I like it a lot.
Ryan, I honestly think Salt is so much happier to see Summer than Summer to see Salt. She's
Yeah, Summer's like, oh, you're
he's
here?
encroaching on my paradise time.
It's like when the little brother
I
comes
am
and
the
you're in the middle
princess.
of like your own activity. Speaking of Safi, by the way, what order are the giveaways that we have going on tonight? Deciders, who create those?
I don't know. Who do you want to go first?
Okay, first is going to be Safi-chan. Safi not only made the art, she provided our giveaway dice for tonight, which, if you didn't know... Gosh, all the clip art is right up. Let me move that even further. If you didn't know, Safi is a double threat because she also makes dice. Take a look at that. That is her Head in the Cloud set that she's providing for us tonight.
So good.
You can win some dice made by the artiste, and that's pretty rad. And then after that, for the second half, we have a giveaway again from Kakapopo TCG, because they sent me a lot of them when they were starting their Kickstarter, so we got a lot to give away. We're giving away the Gunmetal set of Endless Metal dice, and these ones are rad, and I was going to keep them for a Cyberpunk-themed set, but I'm moving, so I got to get rid of stuff anyway, so this is a good one to give to y'all, and it's one of my favorites from the set. So I'm just going to keep the gold one. That's all that matters for me. Right. Anything else that we have tonight? We wanted to say, instead of our typical playing for the Wildfire Relief, we're playing for St. Jude's Children's Research Hospital, a suggested way to do donations, which we thought was kind of cool. It's Tuesday. If we roll a 2, a 12, or a 20, if you want to commit to like, oh, $1 for every one of those that are rolled naturally, that's a good way to do it, and we think that's a fun way. Tuesday, I don't know if you know, that's a pun, and we're pretty excited about
GFY,
that.
Ryan.
Well, I didn't even
GFY
make the
game
puns.
hasn't
It
even
wasn't even
started.
my... I'm not taking it. It wasn't even my idea.
You said
Thank
it.
you.
I will not take it for saying other
Think creative,
people's.
GFY.
Think creative and Stronghearth. It's them. Right. So, anything else we have before we get started?
Would you like me to start the giveaway?
I would like
Get
you to start
everybody
the-
amped
gosh.
up and
Oh,
hyped?
is that the
Jake
penguins
has
from
a
Jakey?
penguin.
I have a penguin notebook. I've had it for probably 8 years, and it's unfilled. So that's what I'm using for my D&D notes now. Is penguin.
The giveaway has
McCool,
started.
why don't you draw a cigar on one of them because they need it?
Yeah.
Or a cinnamon stick at least.
What,
We
Jakey,
don't-
are my
we don't
notes not good
vote.
enough for you?
You didn't give us any notes this week.
I did.
Oh,
They're
wow.
in the Discord.
That was
Oh,
real
that was
quick.
so quick.
Did you have that pre-prepared?
Are you a professional artist?
Did you
Dude?
give it to us like literally 10 minutes
Oh,
ago?
guys, do I draw sometimes? No.
You should really think about
It's
that.
still
Man.
there.
Yeah.
I drew a line, a box, and a line with a squiggle coming from it, and that's like, oh man,
Wow.
that's art.
Jakey's good.
Look how
I made
detailed
this-
that
I made
was.
this merch.
It's just we don't
Hey.
expect
More than
from
my
you.
stick
Can you get that shirt out of the way? I want to see the box and the cigar again.
Yeah, I don't know. I think that's my favorite thing you've
Don't
ever
like
done.
Dungeons and Dragons.
Yeah, yeah,
I'm
that's
putting
top-notch.
Oh no, Jakey.
Oh.
Anyway,
Right.
The time has come to roll dice.
Let's roll some dice. Let's see who's got to do the recap, everybody. Ooh,
It's not going to be your boy.
I can't roll that multiple
No.
times. I'm going to destroy my table.
Brie, pick different dice.
That was
I do.
All right, Jackie, what do you got? I have a 10.
17.
17, Drew.
15.
Jakey. 5. Brie.
50.
9.
Oh, Salt.
I have a 10 as well.
yes.
Ooh, actually, roll off between Jakey and Alex.
No,
But
Jake
Jakey
had a
got a
5.
five.
Oh, shoot, I thought he had a 10 too. Never, I had
Yeah,
a 10.
I
I'm
did
done.
that.
I went like
You got
this,
10.
but I realized I was like
Look.
50.
Look, as a dungeon master, you have to have good memory skills.
Ryan,
Oh,
did you not roll a 10?
I rolled the
Ryan?
10.
Yeah,
That's
Brian
it.
rolled a 10.
As soon as it wasn't
You guys
important,
can
I
roll
put it
up
out of
and see
mind.
between the two of you who does it. I will allow that.
Jakey, it is
Still
your
haven't
go.
had a
Can I cast
snowman's
guidance on myself?
Yeah, for sure.
See if I can tie with Summer.
Yeah.
If I get a 4, can I?
Yeah,
Oh,
why not?
Nope.
No, DMO,
Brie
do
says
it.
I'm
Oh
lucky,
man,
bitch.
a recap. Wow, boy howdy. Previously on Dungeons and Dragons, the Red Wagon Inn. So we're in the Feywild, which is a good time. There's been crazy creatures, there's monsters and things. It's all spooky and stuff. The session before, we almost died to a water elemental that came out of a footprint. But while that was happening, our friend Summer decided she was going to waddle around the Feywild because she got teleported there first. She met a guy who was basically not Groot, but was kind of Groot vibes, you know? He was like, I am a Fey person. And so this I am Fey person dude took little Summer around, and everybody was getting sketchy vibes. But it wasn't that sketchy, and it wasn't that bad. Summer followed this person around through the Feywild, a place she has never been, because what do you do when you're a child lost in the mall? You find a grown-up. This tree person took her to a brothel, as it was described. She met with the mother of the brothel. The I can't remember their exact name. And they gave her brown water, which Summer was like, "Huh, this is a wild time." And then, while Summer was meeting with more people, Castigon, the traveler, came by, who is well known at this brothel, surprising no one. Castigon then took Summer to visit the king of the Summer court because he wasn't really sure who it was at this time. He was like, I don't know who this guy could be. But so they waited in a line for a very long time. While they were waiting for the line, they played a lovely game of I Spy. And every single result, aside from the every third one, was mushrooms. It was either mushrooms, slimes, fairies, or dresses. But it was still a fun time for Summer. While that was happening, outside of the city, the party had strolled up. That was Team, Gideon, Zinnia, and Salt, and then our little friend. Oh no, I'm brain farting her name. Oh no, I love her so much. Blossom, yeah! So Blossom was great, and she went with Otta, and then she was able to turn into a little jackal boy, and it was real cool. And she turned to one and flew away and left the party after giving some hugs. But Salt was like, oh, she didn't say bye to me. That's my best friend. Then we went off into the city where a Marlboro-looking monster was interrogating the party, sniffing some things because two party members may have things that they shouldn't on their person. But Team, with some good old Sylvan, was like, hey, don't arrest us. That's a bad thing if you arrest us. We've got an offering for the king. And he pulled a little sphinx that was like, whoa, this can make food for people. We're paying the taxes for the people out there, and this is not a lie. And because the guard was a little bit susceptible, he was like, okay, you know what, I completely trust you with my life. So then in the town they went. Immediately they started looking around for the king and shouting things, which got the guard coming back saying, you know what, I don't really trust you guys, but we're gonna get to the king really quickly. So they got flung on a gorilla. Gideon dropped his soup. They hit a wall. Salt almost died, but he grabbed onto his magical tail, and then Team saved Gideon. They flew up together, and then they all landed on the ground. And they met up with Summer, who was there waiting in line. Because they all met up, and Salt snuck to the front of the line, Summer got kicked out of the line with Castigon, and then they had to go to the back of the line. Gideon fell asleep and wrapped up as a caterpillar, and they all stood together and had a long conversation where Salt told the greatest story of all time, which lasted an entire 7.5 hours. When they finally made it up to the king was like, hello, it is me, the king of the Feywild now. And Castigon was like, uh-oh, Summer's my best friend, king. Trust me, I'm a good guy. Hey, buddy. And the king was like, be gone, thought. And so the thought was be gone. And so when Castigon disappeared, kaboom, it was real nerve-wracking for everyone because we were thinking, man, is this king about to snap and destroy everybody? Probably. But turned out the king was a really chill dude. And then when we all sat down and met with the king and talked, the king called Summer and Salt over and was like, I want to talk to you both because I've got some cool exposition things to share with you, potentially. And then he looked at the camera and said, thanks for the recap, Jakey. And Jakey said, hey, no problem, king.
I don't remember that last part. Jakey, I'll give you a bonus point of inspiration if you remember the brothel lady's name.
Oh, chat named her.
Without looking at chat.
No, I'm not looking at chat. I'm just trying to remember the name. It was, I saw a bunch of the names too. I don't think I'll be able to remember. Yeah, I can't. I'm sorry.
You still get your point of inspiration.
Yay!
I like doing a possible double above the one regular or maximum for like some minute details. Her name was Freydala, by the way. So good.
Freydala!
Yeah. But
Jakey,
great
I think you
recap.
missed an important part.
She's my second best friend.
Your language that you and team have. You understand Fae now, don't you? You can communicate in
Oh
Fae.
yeah, because I'm using tongues right now, so I can talk to the king, and team is also talking that. That's true. That's
And what
another
other
thing that's going
language did you speak to the king in?
Just Sylvan. I would never speak to the king in deep speech. I would never do such a thing strange as that.
No, of course you wouldn't. Right.
Bubble, bubble, bubble. Oh yeah, I forgot that. Bubble, bubble, bubble.
Bubble, 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 bubble.
Yes, exactly. Yes.
I was like, I think I know what Jackie's looking for. All the bubbles.
Oh, not the spell, but the actual great. Yep, that's true. And then cactus rustles.
Cactus rustles.
Rustle.
I need to.
Rustle.
This is probably gonna. Okay, good, Bobo. Because chat is apparently thirsty for the faking.
Oh,
How
are
is
they?
the faking more trustworthy than Castigon?
No one said
What is
no
happening?
one said they trust him. They said they're thirsty for him. I'm thirsty for Dio. That doesn't mean I trust Dio. I'm glad I got Drew to put his head in his hands, and they weren't the small hands.
Before
That's
it
a
even
successful
started,
perception
really.
for me. I'm gonna write Jakey real life inspiration. Does it mean anything?
Yeah, there you go. Right. Beautiful recap, Jakey. Does anybody else have anything before we get going? Beautiful. Right.
Castigon's hotter than the faking.
Castigon's on her.
On a
Bree's
scale of
defending
1
her
to
friend.
dad bod.
Both of them have very
Hashtag
high
bad boy.
charisma scores, so, you know, both very
Yeah.
attractive. Right. With that, if we're going to get started, everybody grab a drink, pull up a chair, and let's get started on the Red Wagon Inn. Where we last left off, we were in the throne room of the king. Surrounding the throne room are several guards, all holding these Marlborough creatures. Again, giant tangulas with huge gaping maws is the best way to think about them, as all these fey creatures are these leavid vine-like people, green, blue, and purple, wearing and holding spears that are kind of hardened versions of vines that have bits of glowy poison off the tip. I think the music is a little loud again tonight, which I don't understand. But I'm gonna just gonna knock it down a peg there one more time, because last time it was real loud after I went back and watched the VOD. Right. So when we last left everyone, the king, Tormach, as he allowed Summer to call him, the king was heading back with Salt and Summer, as he specifically asked for Salt to come with him. As y'all two were following, because Summer said, "Hey, can I come too?" The king said, "Yes, of course." The room around you is covered in vines, though much like a deep and dark forest, you can see bits of light poking through the vines and the leaves in this small room here. Behind you is that silken walkway that you went through that almost acted more like a portal than actually a specific piece of silk that you walk through and behind. Tormach, with his kind of slicked back black hair and vines that come out towards the bottom and flower petals up at the top, has reached for both of your hands to walk you up the stairways towards his throne up at the top. Summer and Salt, do either of you take his hands? You do not have to.
I take his hand.
Summer, where you're holding his right hand, he holds his little scepter under his armpit there to hold your right hand. Salt, he offers his other hand to you.
How accessible is the scepter?
It's on the other side of you. It's definitely something you could try for.
Looks kind of pretty.
I don't know him.
you yell that to the fakie.
All right, I'll grab his hand and I'll play my tail a little bit to see if it's within reaching distance of my tail.
Yeah, go ahead and roll a sleight of hand just to see if you can touch it first, not steal
Yeah,
it.
exactly. Good.
Can I roll perception to see if that happens once we see how this goes?
Yeah, absolutely.
Well, it's a big roll to start with. 18 plus 9 is 27.
27. You could definitely touch it with your tail, but he's got it, tucked under his armpit, so it would definitely be noticeable. If you could be as stealthy as you want, you would notice it that it's gone.
Good to know.
Yeah, Summer, go ahead and roll me a perception on that. Matter of fact, all three of the others roll a perception.
I just feel hella fancy right now. I don't really care what my
Can I
brother's
cast
doing.
guidance for Gits and Chigs?
Yeah.
That's a plus. Oh man, I think this is the highest I've rolled for perception so far.
What do you got?
That's a 19 plus 7 plus another 4.
30. You begin to see through dimensions. As you go into the ethereal plane, you actually go through the ethereal plane back to the material plane, and you see his tail touch the scepter, and you go back through the planes into your regular vision. Xenia, Team Summer, if you have above a 10, you're able to see this and not be distracted by the sights around you. But Gideon, you got a 30. You do see through the planes, but again, you see very mundane thing.
I was caught up looking at Gideon's thermos. I rolled a 1.
Fair enough.
I was really busy just feeling myself. I'm in a palace. I'm a fairy now.
This is your,
That's
this is your jam. Do you reach for his hand, Salt?
I do.
Okay. He guides you two up the stairs. These stairs are about like 2 flights of stairs up. It is quite high up. It's very much George R. R. Martin, the book version of the Iron Throne, where it's quite high up there to look at. Once you get to the top of these silk-covered stairs, next to the throne, and on a few of the lower levels, all those guards are around there. Next to the throne, he has a bow sitting there on the chair that he walks you all by. But he turns with his head back to Xenia, Team, and Gideon and says, "Hold on." As he lets go of the 2 of your hands, he grabs the bow off to the side and looks at Team and says, "You shoot an arrow, right?"
I do.
Cool. I'll need this back in a minute, but call it a test. Try it out. As he grabs the bow and throws it down the stairs towards you. I need you to roll a just a dex save. See if you catch it.
Son of a bitch. Why? Hey, okay, that's a 19 plus 3.
Beautiful.
Was that a save?
It's like it's meant to come towards you. Check is fine.
Okay.
Yeah. It's like it's meant to come towards your hand as you reach your hand out and grab it right where you would knock an arrow. As soon as you do so, you feel a sudden sense as if your ability to speak Sylvan, you almost hear words and whispers coming out of this bow. As if I was whispering to you in English unintelligibly, you hear unintelligible Fey words coming from this bow in your hand. As he looks back and says, "Do what you want with my guards. They're yours." As he walks and grabs Salt and Summer by the hand again and leads them back to a hallway behind his throne. Behind his throne, Summer and Salt, there's an archway of intertwined branches and trees that lead to a small open door with silk patterns much like you saw before, in a combination of white and black that touch the ground. They're kind of spotted almost like stars with tiny little blossoms and lotuses. Behind there appears to be a dinner table set and made up of a myriad of foods as he walks you closer. He begins talking to the 2 of you as he's walking to the table and going over towards the head of the table, but he doesn't assign you any seat. He just kind of lets your hands go. Around this table is a cacophony of different foods, most of them Fey in nature. Lots of different types of salads, some of them almost giant sunflowers on a plate, but these plates are essentially long elephant ear type plates in front of you. There's no real cutlery, but there are bowls of various liquids that seem to be for dipping these different plant life into. As he goes and pulls his chair back at the head of the table and sets down and says, "Summer, Salt, please take any of the seats that you want. I'd mostly wanted to talk to you here, Salt.
Where would you like me to take them?
How many should we take? Are we limited to 1?
Yeah. We have a great little hat that can fit quite a few seats.
They're really nice.
Please sit down.
Oh, on the seat or next to it?
Wherever is comfortable for you. I'm not too familiar with
I jump
Raffle.
on his lap.
See, I would prefer that you sit in one of the other... He looks at you, kind of waiting for you to get what he's saying, but does Salt get what he's saying at all?
Oh, you mean that one there? Okay, I run over and I drag the seat till it's right next to him, and I sit down next to him.
As you kind of pull it over, he kind of gives like a small little chuckle and a laugh, like, "Forgive me. In rat folk, how old are the two of you?"
We're 6.
That number.
6. Okay. Then, Salt, what I have to say to you is actually far more important than what I had originally planned. It's hard for me to judge the age of rat folks, you understand. Summer allowed you to be here because you're his sister, no? And it would seem rude not to.
That's fine. I'm gonna sit in front of the fanciest part of the table, with like the best looking food.
Do you go sit on the opposite side of the table, the opposite head?
Mhm.
Okay.
And I'll sit very daintily and start to just like pick at some of the things on the, like, this is for us, right? Like we can.
Absolutely.
We should.
What you see
Okay.
in front of you, instead of like crab legs, it looks like giant roach-like legs with, instead of butter there, there's this kind of pool of pink liquid, and you smell it, and it smells like rose water next to this giant bug-like leg. The bug's leg is definitely steamed, and it seems to have a large piece of meat coming out of it, very much like a crab leg of this area.
Yeah, I'm gonna hoe in because Summer doesn't know it's a bad idea to eat fey food.
Yeah, go for it.
That looks fucking great.
As you kind of look around seeing what to do, there's essentially like those crab leg clacker things to where you break the mandible of this leg around you, and you begin to kind of go nuts with it and pull the outer shell off before, a big long piece of pink bug meat comes out of this little leg here. Do you just eat it regular? Do you dip it in the succulent liquid?
I'm gonna dip it, and I'm gonna like rip off some bits and dip them and like drop them into the hat as well.
Ah, okay. Go ahead and roll me a con save.
That is 19.
19, sounds good. As you first dip it in the water, it's definitely the equivalent of rose water, though you're certain that it didn't come from a rose. And this meat here, it's chewy, but it's almost like eating gummy food. It's very, very sweet. You try a bite without the liquid, though, and it does taste like you're eating a bug. So you instead choose to dip continuously in the liquid and throw some down into the hat. Salt, next to you, which is sharing a plate with the king, it seems. He has quite a large plate in front of him, but instead of a bug's leg, it is an actual, like, a carapace of what would be a very large
I'm not looking at the
sticking
table.
Open.
I'm checking out next to me, which is the Fey King, and all the amazing pieces of things he's got hanging off his clothing and pockets. And
he is quite adorned in very regal-looking leathers, where the rest of this area stands out as woodish and vibrant and bright. He is wearing very, very dark black leathers, very slick and very flowy, almost like robes, but you can tell it's definitely a very thin leather coming off of him.
how do I get like an outfit like you? It would be so. It looks so comfortable and does it make you jump further? Because it looks like it would make me jump further. I could probably do like 4 somersaults instead of 3.5. Well, 3 3/4. It really depends on the day and how early in the day it is. But because hot air rises after all. And but I think that would really, 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 really help me in that regard. That looks really fancy.
He looks at you and says, "Tell you what, with what I had planned, I'll trade you."
I have a spaceman outfit.
Let me
It's
see.
like a rocket man that can fly. Jakey's got it, hasn't he? Wait right there, and I zoom away and quickly run over down to Jakey and go,
Okay.
Rocket costume.
Pause before you do. In the
Okay.
time that they head up behind the throne, Team Xenia and Gideon, he has just thrown you a bow and walked behind with your allies behind his throne and said, "These are my guards. Do with them what you wish."
Is this in Sylvan or common?
Common, to where all of you understand it.
Jakey.
Yeah?
Team. Too much chat. Team, what's happening? Did he say something to you before and stuff I didn't understand? I'm so lost.
I'm pretty sure he just told me to kill his guards. But I'm not going to.
Yeah.
I can be on heal duty. I'm assuming we don't have a ton to do today, so I mean, if someone takes an injury, I don't mind topping them up. If you want to play target practice, and I look at the guards and just go, sorry.
They all stand and stare directly. They're like the Queen's Guard in real life. They do not have any emotion on their face. However, their animals and their Marlboros are kind of constantly pulling at their chain.
Team, what are you thinking?
Team's just inspecting this bow. How's the feel of this bow? Like,
Roll investigation.
comparatively to, I was going to say, comparatively to mine that was handcrafted for me.
I'm going to cast guidance on team. Sorry, I just didn't want to interrupt anyone while he's checking it out.
That's another 19 plus numbers plus 1.
Describe how you're guidancing him.
I think Gideon is, like, while team is, like, inspecting it, Gideon's going to stand on, like, the other side of this bow. Because Gideon's just, like, generally curious. And then when, like, team is, like, lifting it and feeling it and whatnot, Gideon's basically doing the opposite of what team is doing. So when team looks at the top of it, Gideon looks, like, below and then, like, inspects, like, the thread and stuff, like, in the hold on it. Gideon doesn't know a ton about weapons, but I think he's just there to, like, being like, wow, this is real cool.
Okay. Sounds good. What did you get on your investigation roll?
That was a 19 plus 1.
Okay. Sounds good. As you're taking a look at the bow, the string in itself is odd. It's kind of knotted, and it's not exactly uniform the entire way down. It actually appears to be like a vine itself. The bow appears to be one long petrified vine with flowers growing off of it that seem to kind of move and sway to wind that doesn't quite actually exist, if that makes sense. The bow in itself, you hold it, it's a long bow. It's definitely quite tall. You'd be able to use this really well. You bet if you had practice with it and time, you could really go to town with this thing.
I take it. I walk up a couple steps towards the throne while trying to watch the guards.
As you go over towards the throne, the guards continue to look straight forward down towards the center of the room.
Okay. Then I walk up to the throne and I place the bow next to the throne and I walk back down.
As you start walking down the stairs, you hear the pitter-patter of quick footsteps as Salt runs from behind you and runs and completely ignores you and heads right down to Gideon on the ground.
Rocket outfit, please.
Oh, sure. I drop down, open my bag, fish through, and then I hand the fish bowl out, and then the little, like, decorative things.
I go, thank you, and then as I turn, my tail rears up in front of Gideon's face, like literally right in front of him, and then lightly boops him on the nose as I run back up.
You're welcome? Huh.
Zania, what are you doing during this time?
The guards, are they people? Are they fae? Or are they like
They're kind of a mix between Eladrin and a plant people. Eladrin are already a plant people on their own, but these ones are slightly different. You're not certain that you've ever met them before.
Oh. So while team is looking at the bow, she's honestly probably freaking out a little bit, like what does my guards are yours? What does that mean? So she's kind of just like watching team, but also looking at the guards and the Marlboros. I can't say that word.
Whichever way I'm sure is right. I'm sure I butcher it.
And just, I think she's slightly overwhelmed by everything, but also very curious at everything.
Just kind of observing, looking around, keeping your distance, but also checking things out.
Team, I mean, that bow looks amazing. Do you want to at least try to hit like a vase or something with it? Maybe it like has some magical properties to it that you don't even know about.
I would rather not. It is odd. The king spoke that he has met your god. I think that is more intriguing than anything.
It scares me, quite honestly. I know my god can be a little volatile at times. And someone who has met my god and came out alive and well is it's all confusing and a little much for me. Scary. Yeah. I shall just keep on going, like looking around the room.
As you all are looking around the room, we're going to go back to Salt. You run in back to the table carrying a fishbowl and clothes. As Summer, you're dining on the food there. The king sits patiently, kind of in a relaxed pose on the chair, more just observing you. It doesn't appear that he's here to eat at all. He's more here to talk and converse with you all. So, Salt, when you come up with the clothes and the fishbowl, what are you doing?
Rocket Man! And I show him the outfit. Sort of hands face up, lifting it to him.
You kind of throw up like the shirt, the pants. You show the little fish bowl and stuff. You hand him the fish bowl and he holds it and he kind of looks at it up and down as he says, "Oh, very nice of you. I wouldn't want to take an out from you. No, I have a different idea for trade in mind. You actually have something that I want, which is
That's
also."
Okay, this isn't mine. You can have it. It's fine.
Oh. As you throw it on the table, he says, "Not one to refuse a gift. Thank you. I have a few people in mind that might be able to wear it of that side. Also, thank you, D&D Dice."
Jason coming in with the stuff.
Look at Jason. And so you set the clothes out in front of him. He says, "But you do have something that I think you're not aware that you even have. You don't mind that I take a look? Summer, actually, you're done eating. You don't have to be, but if you wouldn't mind coming here as well."
Summer picks something up off the table and brings it with her.
You kind of grab a little bit of the meat and eat it like a turkey leg as you're kind of walking over there.
Yeah.
He sets the scepter down on the table and Salt. He reaches out for your hand. He holds his right hand out in front of you as if like asking to hold your hand, like hold your palm up.
Salt sort of puts his hand up to his chin and thinks for a split second and goes, goes into his pocket, pulls out his hand and then lifts his hand up to him, and on there is the feather of teams.
Takes a look at the feather and says,
"This one?"
I'm not sure. I actually just specifically want to see your hand.
Oh, okay. 1 second.
Oh, maybe it's the catnip.
Another
the
pocket.
catnip?
No. I know. It has to be. And I pull out a giant lock that can explode. This one?
As he holds it up, it's quite heavy for him. You can tell he's very frail and very weak, not very strong in nature as he holds this up. As basically, you keep giving him trinkets like a cat who like brings like a dead mouse to him, who's like, you need this. I brought you a toy, or a dog who's bringing him his favorite toy. You kind of keep setting stuff out to him before he sets it on the table. He's not one to refuse gifts, so he takes your lock and sets it out on the table.
Is that what you were after?
No, it's actually just your hand. I don't need a gift.
Okay. Okay, that's fine. And I grab the lock and put it back in, and I grab the feather and put it back in, and I go, my hand. Which of the 4 hands would you like?
Which hand touched the water?
Good question. Rolls for it. The left one.
Then I need to see your left one. I won't touch it.
Righty, Lucy. This one.
You put your hand out in front of him, and you can see that kind of pinkish teal glitter that's still kind of stuck to your fur that goes up your hand. Roll a perception check for me. Summer, his hand is covered in a glitter that you don't recognize.
5.
Okay, your hand is still covered in the glitter from before.
Have you been crafting unsupervised salt?
Wow. we met this like it was a puddle of the foot of an elephant, but like a normal elephant, like it's a big elephant, and the puddle got alive, and then it tried to like kill Gideon, but I think that's because Gideon tried to like grab bits of it that it shouldn't have grabbed, if you know what I mean. And then we fought it, and then the puddle sort of dissipated, and then the puddle gave me some glitter.
Oh, everyone's so giving here.
It was really pretty.
It's really nice. You got a nice operation going, Mr. Faking.
Agreed, but this is not one of the nice things. Salt, you've been Fey-touched. The guards that I had outside, you might have recognized Eladrin if you've seen them before, but some of the others are more vine creatures, or Marlboros even.
Mulberries?
Depends where you're from, sure.
Okay.
You've been touched. You will turn into one of them if this doesn't go unchecked and untreated.
Oh.
So, do you want to be a plant?
I mean, I'd rather be a bony guy. You know, original team was so much better than the new team, but I guess original team is we don't really know much about. So, is it good?
It's very bad actually, but I can fix it. However, I'm not a generous or giving man, though it may seem that way. I do have ulterior motives for a lot of things. I would request that you do something for me when you go back to the material plane, Asterion, I think it's called.
Wait a minute. Are you trying to wow us with cool stuff and make us forget about Bestagon Castagon?
No, I swear. You would fall ill to this otherwise. There are those in Asterion who can help you, but I can also do so. I'm not one to lie to you. I just have I'm not doing things for the charity of it.
Well, will it be fun, whatever you tell me to do?
I just need to know if someone still exists on that plane.
Oh, I mean, I can make sure they don't exist if you'd like.
He's really good at that.
Specifically not what I want. I want to make sure that they're still
you want me
alive.
to make sure they still exist and not exist anymore, so that they're still existing from being stopped from not existing.
You're understanding me then? Yes. I want to make sure that they're not gone.
Okay, I can do that. Unless it's like Ithaca, the bringer of plagues, because we kind of helped her go to Celestial Plane, so she's not really back in the normal place anymore. But I'm sure we can find her if you want.
She does still exist. So I mean, we could answer that right now.
Ithka, the plague bringer, the Emerald Plague.
Yeah, Green Dragon.
Why did you send her to the Celestial Plane?
She gave me this real big mark right here. You see?
Ooh, a scar.
We didn't actually send her there. She just went there.
He rolls up his sleeve, and he has a big scar on his right arm. She gave me one as well.
Wow, are we like scar buddies? Can we be like scar buddy brothers?
Sure, we can be brothers.
So I'm sorry. So if you don't help him right now, Salt. If you don't help Salt right now, he's going to turn into a mulberry.
Not right now. It would happen over a month. You could seek treatment elsewhere. Again, I'm just offering an alternative solution, though I would make it a priority if you go back to Asterion to fix right away.
I'm always happy to help my brother, so tell me what I need to do.
You see, I had 3 friends in Asterion. I once lived there. 2 of them are no longer on there. One of them's passed away, and one of them bounces between the planes. But there's another that I'm not sure where she went, and I want to find out. I worry for her safety.
Okay.
Her name is...
I can do that.
Her name is Amber. She goes by a couple different last names. Forgefire, Stronghearth. I'm not entirely certain.
Ah, that's a pretty name. I'm sure that it's easy enough to find someone with a pretty name.
Wait, do we know her already?
I don't think so.
Oh, okay.
We will soon, Sid.
Her profession leads her between several planes that I just want to make sure she's okay and alive. I had lost touch with her after the War of the Gods, and I hadn't heard from her since, as I have not gone back to the plane.
So that's all well and good, but once I find her, how do I let you know? Do you have like a special way of me coming back to see you?
I do.
I mean, coming back to see my brother would be amazing.
I do.
I mean, and the food here, Summer's saying, look at it, she's enjoying it so much, we'd love to come back. I mean, we'd like to not have to leave if we don't have to. I mean, it's so pretty here.
I can purely, once I remove the Fey touch on you, a bit of my magic will kind of course through you, as how magic does. Then all you'd have to do is call out for me.
Cool.
Is that just any time we want to come here?
Oh, my magic can only do so much, but if you truly need to come back, sure, why not?
I really
Weekend buddies!
Can we get a timeshare or something? Is that, I mean, I guess we probably have to do some more errands and things. But like, quite honestly, I'm impressed.
Where do I sign?
Summer, I'm
Do I have to
happy
use my left hand? Or can
go
I use my
over
right
this
hand?
with you as well, if this is something that you are interested in.
I think I'm a little bit spoken for. But I do like visiting.
No worries. Then, Salt, if you wouldn't mind, I can help you. And then I actually have conversations I wish to have with the other 3 of your party members as well. And then we can all go out there and talk. But I can help you here and now, Salt, if you would allow.
Okay. That's perfectly fine. But I still want that really cool outfit you've got. I think it's amazing.
Done. As he reaches his hand out now, as if to clasp your hand, he holds it open, as if for you to put your hand inside the 2 of his.
I put the left hand in.
Great. As you put the hand in, he covers your hand like someone covering a small child's hand. As you do so, you see the glitter begin to shoot up your arm. Summer, you look over expecting this mark on him to fade and disappear. Instead, the glitter almost crawls up the rest of you. It doesn't seem to elongate itself. It seems to spread itself quite thin. The tips of each of your tiny little furs on your skin are coated in a glitter, and you seem to almost glow absent any effort to. Your fur in itself almost has this sheen to the very tip of it, almost like a fiber optic cable, like you see, when people do Christmas lights, etc., where just the tip is glowing. Your whole body begins to glow this kind of greenish, pinkish teal as he holds your hand. So roll me a Constitution saving throw.
With my greenish, pinkish, teal dice that I didn't prepare just in case. Oh, that's an amazing roll. My Constitution is at -1, so that's a 2.
2 sounds good.
Should I inspo? No, I'm not going to inspo. 2 it is.
Not going to inspo? Great. Salt, as the glitter begins to fly up and over you, some of it begins to get into your eye as well. And it feels like somebody dropped glitter directly in your eye. It kind of starts to burn as he holds his hand there. You kind of pull your hand away instinctually to like wipe your eye, but he holds your hand inside his 2 paws. Summer, looking at the faking, his hair begins to kind of flow as if there's a wind against him, though you feel no wind in the room. His black kind of leather clothing seemed to seep off of him like black ooze and go over Salt's hands and wrap themselves up around his arms. Where the faking once had these black leather robes, now you find them to be a pure ivory white. But you look back at Salt and he's wearing a very similar piece of black leather clothing that almost look like robes that envelop Salt here. Salt, when you open your eyes, you're suddenly in a different set of clothing than you were before. You look down, again, you're quite shiny and reflective before it kind of fades, and you look to be about your normal self there. The tip of your nose, however, is a different color. What once was a bright ratfolk pink is now an incredibly pearlescent blue.
Salt, you look beautiful.
I do a pirouette. You think?
He
I
lets
wonder if
go
I
of
can
your
fly.
hand.
I try to jump, but I don't fly. Unless
Oh,
you tell me
maybe
I'm
these will help. And I take my wings off and hand them to him.
No, but they look amazing. Here you go, sis. Wow. Do you have a manual?
There's no real manual. You're just cured and you're fine. Again, I can... If you call out to me, I'll be able to hear you and hopefully bring you here if needed.
Oh.
I think
So I go...
there should be some ceremony for this, but forgive me, I'm quite the comfortable man and not one for ceremony. He takes his scepter off of the table and he touches it to your two shoulders as if there's a knighting before he says, consider yourself fey touched, but by the king instead of a weird creature.
Whoa.
So, cool.
So is this like getting the keys to the timeshare?
This is more like being allowed into the gated community.
Right.
So I'm like your brother now.
Sure, absolutely.
Does that
So-
make me royalty?
Yeah, like when, where is he in the succession?
Tell you what, I have a few people who want the throne if I die. I'll let you all argue it out amongst yourselves.
That's as good as next in line, Salt.
I can
I'm
argue
going
all
to
day
do
and all
that.
night.
I mean, not that you're gonna die.
No,
I would hope
no,
not,
We
but
you
know how
we need
things
to make
go.
sure you don't, and we also need to make sure that everyone else that's important to you doesn't, like Emma.
Mm-hmm.
Ember, yes, if you find her, tell me immediately and I will come help her. I fear
Okay.
that she's lost and adrift.
Okay, we can.
I
do
will
that.
ask the same thing of your friends, and I will at least point you in the direction of which I've heard her, but I don't ask this of your friends, I just ask it of you. When you're back in Asterion, please make an effort.
Always. I always make an effort.
I don't doubt it, as he kind of stands up and pulls his chair back. Because then he puts his scepter once again under and reaches out for your two hands to kind of walk back out and says, then let's return to your friends. I have other questions for them.
Okay, I'm just gonna quickly tie my shoelace.
Excuse me. I don't want to be like crowned or anything, but do you think it would be incredibly offensive if when I get back to the material plane, I tell people that I'm a fairy princess? Like, if I were to create...
Well, you are,
you know-
because you're the sister of a fairy prince.
I just don't want to be, like, offensive, but could I put it on, say, business cards or, like, if I was having things addressed to me?
No, yeah, absolutely. Why not?
Thanks.
The fairy princess duo.
You can add that to your CV.
Tomok! Did
Yes.
that work? Could you hear me? It worked!
Twice I could hear you.
Awesome! Cool! This is amazing.
Then let us return to your friends as he holds your hands out to walk back out.
I'm just gonna shove a bunch of stuff in my hat.
Go
As
for
we
it.
go.
He doesn't stop you at all as you just kind of throw a bunch of food in there. There's a few, like, literal, again, open bowls of liquid. Do you throw that in there as well?
Yeah.
Okay, go for it. You just start shoving
I'm
stuff
just gonna
in. You're like,
kind of slide things in.
you're like, hold on, before you just shovel it into the hat, and then you're like, coming, and before you put the hat back on. He holds out hands for you and Salt. If you both take it, he starts walking back out towards the throne room.
Mm-hmm.
I think it.
Pause there. During that time, Xenia, Team, and Gideon. The bow stands there. Salt runs back with the costume behind the throne room for some reason. You're not entirely sure why, but leaving you again once in the silence of the room, save for the heavy breath of these vine creatures. Anything you're
What do
wanting
you
to
think?
talk?
What do you think they're doing in there?
I was just gonna ask you if you think they're okay.
Hopefully.
Because coming in, there was no one coming out the way we came, but they're only getting ushered out that way. So they only go one way. I mean, I don't hear screaming. I'm sure we might have heard screaming, but I don't think that's a really good measure, is that? Honestly.
He's gonna look to Zinnia and with a like kind of guttural noise, he's attempting to speak a little bit of Leonin that he knows and say no trust. And then pointing to the bow.
Oh. Back in Leonin, she will say no trust everything. I don't know if he'll understand everything, but
probably not.
Yeah.
I hear it, and I say from across the room in Draconic what she said. Playing like translator ping pong.
You just hear in Draconic, no trust anything.
Tongues, baby.
What that tongue do, boy?
I need an adult. GFY. Also,
I'll take one.
Weird question. How is Gideon feeling? Because you were just talking about like the face stuff. Gideon drowned in that thing that cursed Salt. So what is like? Am I sparkling? Am I good? Like, what is happening right now? Because
Gideon, you have all your own amazing things. Leave this one to me.
I'm glad if I don't have it, but I'm also like I swallowed that thing because I was drowning.
It was notable that you did not come out with the glitter like Salt did.
Okay, good. Fantastic. I'm A-okay with that because I was like,
I will take the GFY, by the way, because it was too fun.
Good.
Right. If y'all are just kind of, in general, sitting and making sure that you're not going to get attacked and just kind of with your wits about you, unless there's anything counter to that, after about 10 minutes sitting in this room, out walks the Fey King, now in drabs of pure ivory white, with Salt wearing a smaller version of his clothes and Summer in her fairy princess attire that is, of course, now official and royal, as he holds the two of you by the hand and walks you down to the bottom of the stairs.
As we first see them, Ryan,
mm-hmm.
As we come out and we can see our friends, Salt will go, "Introducing Princess and Prince,
Somersault of the Feywild."
Yeah.
As you two both like let go of his hands and run to the top of the stairs to kind of do a Team Rocket pose up there at the top. The room is kind of quiet. However, the guards let go of the Marlboros and all begin to clap, as the king also claps in kind of a very golf clap manner. You're not sure if humoring you or Team Zinnia Gideon, you're also kind of assuming, wait, what just kind of happened? As the king is also clapping.
Team leans over to Zinnia, is like, they trust everyone. Literally everyone.
There's 6.
Not everyone.
Nope, she heard you. I think Fey powers might have increased her perception of sleep.
Just what we needed. I hate this place.
The guards in unison kind of, you hear kind of the same, as if a bunch of soldiers move their shield, they all grab the collars and pull back on the Marlboros as they stop clapping. The king stands at the top of the stairway and begins walking downwards, kind of nodding for Salt and Summer to follow. So he says, I have a few thoughts and questions to ask each of you, if you don't mind. Talking to Team Zinnia and Gideon.
As you wish, my king.
Okay.
He smiles and kind of nods at that. He gets down to like the 3rd stair there at the bottom and sits down with his scepter. He kind of puts his scepter across his legs as he sits cross-legged on this bottom stair set here. Says, let me be very clear and direct. I've asked Salt for a favor, and he's agreed, as I helped prevent any sort of sickness, I guess is the way to put it, from overcoming him from the Fae. You saw he had been touched in the arm. It could have taken over him, and he would have become, as he points a thumb back towards the creatures behind you. Would have become like one of them, but we've staved that off, and in return he's going to look for a friend of mine whenever you all return to the material plane. Amber, she's a dwarf. You may hear she used to serve Kalemvor, but since Kalemvor died, I've not been able to reach her. So, I had favors to ask of them, but I more have questions and inquiry to ask of the two of you, and a very direct conversation I'd like to have with you, as he points a finger to Gideon.
Okay.
So, where should we begin? Why don't we start with you, Zinnia? You don't mind, I just have a few things to ask.
She gulps.
Look, please, sit, feel at ease and at home. You said you served Cumulonimbus, correct?
That is correct.
This is more of a, I guess, information to give to you, and I'd like to know what you think and feel of it. Cumulonimbus is from a different plane, and really he's a lesser god compared to the others. I don't mean that as an insult. He's a lesser god in that he was quite powerful and didn't earn his powers through godhood like the rest of those in Asterion did, through worship and praise. But now that you've given it to him, he is growing stronger, and that's probably a good thing for you. But know that he will be eclipsed if other followers do not join him. The other gods are getting more powerful in Asterion by the day. What do you think of this?
What's wrong with other gods becoming more powerful? There are other gods, and I mean, what does that really mean if one is not as strong as the other?
Well, I just, personally, I don't know of many people who choose to place their faith in the kid at school who has snot running down his face and is picked on by the other bullies. Those children often look to the stronger kids for support. So I just worry about where you place your faith. Again, it's valid. Cumulonimbus is strong, a good deity to follow, but if you're going to follow him, make him stronger.
To be completely honest, he is a god that I've known from since I was a kid. And my parents raised me following him, and so it is more so of a nostalgic and fear-based following.
If it's fear, you only follow it because you're afraid of him?
I've seen what he's capable of, and I don't want to be on the wrong end of that.
Trust me, Lioness. If you're afraid of Cumulonimbus, you haven't met the other gods yet. Team, might I have a word with you? He kind of leaves it at that, as if just kind of to hang in the air. You don't have to, like, stop talking to him, but he does divert his head and attention. But if you're like, hey, hold on, no, we're not, by all means, you're free to interject, etc.
She will be pensive and let him talk.
Team, I can't help but notice the wings on a dragonborn. Call me curious, how did that happen?
It's a long story. I was brought back against my will. I was an unwilling. I died, and I was brought back and resurrected with these, and he flaps the wings.
Huh.
I guess, actually, not that long of a story.
Do you resent your resurrection as an unwilling at all? I've been curious.
I did for a while.
I asked because I once knew the leader of the Coracrucians who started it all. Wicked man, military-minded. Curious as to what came of his creations, what Anrock had done from there. Now you suddenly have flesh and skin, and... Thank you. Gideon, yours, I believe, to be a bit more private of a question. Might we talk alone?
Yes, of course. Just one moment. Gideon's gonna go up to Zanea and say in Leonin and just like offer a handout. I know what it's like to be afraid of what you believe in.
Oh, thank you. I suppose.
We'll talk more after, provided I come back. I smile and then I walk away.
Why is everyone leaving me hanging?
Zinnia kind of continuously does that. Summer and Salt. Gideon kind of walks towards Tormach the king as the king stands up again and says, "We should be back in moments alone, and then you can all be on your merry way."
As of course it's the royal alone. I turn to follow.
The royal alone. As he begins walking up the stairs, as soon as you take the first step, Salt, you put one step on the next stair above. He turns his head and looks and says, "Truly alone, just myself and Gideon, if you wouldn't mind, Salt."
Okay, well, you know that thing that we can do now? You can call me if you need any help.
I will. If Gideon should attack me outright, I may need your help. He smiles.
Okay.
I'm gonna reach into my hat and keep eating.
Team Zinnia, you see Summer pull out a giant roach leg from her hat, dripping in some unknown pink liquid. And she takes a huge honkin' bite out of it like one would out of a turkey leg. This place is strange.
To each their own, I suppose. Is it good?
Yeah. You want some? You gotta dip it.
In
Otherwise, it tastes like bug. Oh,
Dip it,
yeah.
twist it, bop it, chew it.
I hands in there, a leg, and then just hold the hat out for her to dip.
Like a nibble. She's gonna get a little nibble.
Roll a con
Little
save.
piece. She doesn't know any better.
Yeah.
Oh, 11?
11. Sounds good. As you take a bite into this thing, sweetness fills your mouth, and it's like just the juiciest turkey that you might have ever eaten. But again, it's sweet. It's almost like just biting into sugar. It's odd, and your mouth just kind of waters uncontrollably as you eat it. But it tastes very good.
I shall take more bites. This is actually really good.
The second bite you take right in the same spot where there's no more liquid there, as Summer's getting this bowl of liquid out of her hat, is suddenly revolting in your mouth, as it does taste like you just munched on a mouthful of grasshoppers. As you, Summer, you quickly go like, I made the same, as you hand her the bowl. As you, do you sip straight from the bowl?
Yeah, because it's too disgusting.
Beautiful. Roll me one more con save.
No, what am I doing? Okay, that's a 15.
15. As you sip from the bowl, you have an immediate toothache, but not on one, all of your teeth. It feels like you were just drinking sugar, and it's as if you took corn syrup and just put it in your mouth and just swished it around for about 10 minutes before finally swallowing. It seems to stick to your teeth. It's like the worst bit of taffy in between your teeth you've ever felt.
Water? Ever have some water?
Are you okay, Zinnia?
She'll go to one of the guards. Water?
Suddenly, Zanea's Jar Jar Binks.
Yes, I need water. As
You need water?
the guard lets go of the Marlboro in front of you, which kind of causes you to snap back a little bit. The Marlboro sniffs you up and down as the guard reaches down into the ground, and doing very much Summer like it did to you where the mushroom was. He just kind of pushes his hand down heavily into this wood frame, and water seems to fill up his hand as he has a small little cup of water that he reaches forward for you, Zinnia. It's this brown, oozy liquid.
As long as it's brown, because she remembers what Blossom said. She will try to sip some and then like rinse her mouth and gargle.
You gargle it and kind of spit it out. He almost like wrings his hand out as the small drops like enter his mouth before he grabs the Marlboro back and pulls it away from you.
Is my mouth better feeling?
Better. It's kind of like, yeah, I just had a bunch of I just had 10 Jolly Ranchers, and you know, it's better, but it's still kind of just sticky feeling a little bit, but it is better.
Thanks, Summer. I think I've had enough. Fills me up really quickly.
Are you sweet enough, Zinnia?
Thanks.
Gideon, you're following, correct?
Yeah. Gideon, before he like fully gets up the stairs, looks like he's gonna turn to say something to everyone, but then he just keeps walking. But yeah, he's falling right behind.
Gideon, you follow through this small little hallway. Again, like what was described to Summer and Salt, there's this overpass with these black and white curtains with blossoms. Behind the curtains sits this small little library-esque study, which Summer and Salt, had you been there, would have been a different room. But Gideon, behind these curtains is this almost laboratory, this book room completely surrounded with books, several globes, maps all strewn across the room, bits of beakers all lining the tables around here. Not entirely sure why Salt and Summer got food from here, but hey, I guess they did. As he walks and sits down, he kind of goes around a table. There seems to be another chair on the other side of the table. He kind of gestures for you to sit down in front of him. The table between you is kind of sprawled with a bunch of different scrolls and pens with various colored inks between.
Gideon just gives like a good scan around the room, just like looking at everything, and he looks really comfortable and like kind of like limbering up, but the second he looks back at the king, he gets tense again, and then he just sits down and sinks into the chair.
Roll a perception for me.
21, 14 plus 7.
21. As you look around, you see several maps, one of which on the wall you recognize to be Asterion. Then one next to it seems to be one of the layers of hell, and there seems to be a line drawn in twine between the two little marks with a line kind of connected between them there, almost like, you know, the very stereotypical like crazy guy who's got like this red twine here and there, but it's just one single twine between two marks on the two maps.
Because with like keen mind, I'm just gonna like memory bank them and where those are. Does the way the lines are drawn, does anything like click of just like parallels I've seen, or is this like something that like Gideon's never seen anything like this before in iconography?
Looking at this, you can tell this map is old. Several features are on there, purely because you have keen mind. I'll give this to you. Several features are on there that no longer exist. The one that you, of course, draw your eye to as a time cleric is the map still has the Tower of Time there, which was destroyed and gave way to the Time Scar, where you study and do a lot. So this is an old map. And the point in Asterion is right on Novigrad, where you all are currently. Well, are on the material plane.
That is not good. Anyway.
Yeah, he offers you a seat there. You said you sit down after you kind of look at that?
Yeah. Yeah, Gideon's clocking that. And he's just like looking at the king, like Gideon's trying to put on his best, like, man, what do you want to talk about, buddy? But Gideon looks just like really nervous, like a kid who's in trouble right now in detention.
He sits down. He's had this kind of smiley face about him as he's been talking with the rest of you, but his stare is blank and expressionless as he looks at you now.
Oh no.
He stares into your eyes and sits there in silence as he looks at you, his eyes kind of darting back and forth, but between one of your eyes and the other.
keep eye contact with him, but I think Gideon's starting to like sift and sit, and he eventually goes, "So why did you want to talk to me privately?"
He kind of almost like snaps back, like in a daydream, where he looks at you and says, "Do you know?"
Do I know what?
He kind of looks at you and his eyes kind of narrow. He says, "Truly, do you know? If you did know, you'd know what I was speaking of. Do you?"
Gideon starts to shift and like looks at his feet. I guess there's a lot of things you could be talking about. I think for both of us, you should clarify.
You are a time letter, correct?
That is correct, yes. And Gideon puts his pocket watch on the table in front of him.
Call it a lucky guess, then.
Hmm.
How long have you studied the scar?
About 6 years now.
Okay. How long truly have you studied the scar, then? In real time?
Gideon starts to like sit back and slink in his chair. That's a hard question to answer, I guess. And Gideon starts pulling out like notebooks, but like one becomes two, becomes three, becomes four, and like what Gideon described as like years starts to look like a lot more notes. And then Gideon just holds them. I couldn't give you a day, I guess.
Gideon, roll me an int save.
Oh no. It would be a 7. Oh boy.
7 total?
Plus 3 for my save, so that's a 10.
10. Gideon, something's wrong here. You want to get the hell out of here. Every fiber in your being is saying, don't be near this man right now. Get your friends and leave. You hear your own voice telling you, who is this man? How does he know these things? These are private thoughts. I need to leave.
Gideon,
it's like you're being told by someone else. This thought.
Gideon stands immediately, and like shakes his shoulders and goes, so if all you need to know was about how long I've been studying my faith, well, it's well and good. You can look through my first 3 years of notes. I'm sure they're very interesting. And he throws his first 3 journals forward, which are all in immaculate condition, and they sprawl out across like almost like spines, even like almost unbroken. And then Gideon starts like throwing things in his bag, and he's like dropping things, and Gideon is starting to cuss to himself.
You start quickly putting the books in your bag. He's like, no, I'm just here to help. Let me help you, Gideon.
I don't need help. There's nothing wrong. Someone who needs help would be in a bad position, and I am not. I am studying.
You're in a worse position than you know, Gideon.
Gideon like stands upright once he gets all of his books and is facing away from the king.
As you turn around, this once empty hallway that was there, the curtains are closed. And you see nothing behind the see-through silk curtains but a wooden wall.
I need to leave.
Gideon says that in deep speech.
He kind of speaks back to you in deep speech. Again, the room kind of turns dark as you two converse with each other. He says, "Why do you think you know deep speech? Let me help you."
I don't need help. I have friends that can help me. I'm learning things every day. and I have books and books and
books of research, and I am smart enough that I am fine, and I don't need help from some patriarch who is going to offer me kindness in some fucking Feywild that's lost in here. I will not accept help from anyone. I am fine. And Gideon is going to like run, and he's starting to like push at the door manically, like to the point where he's digging his nails and like just scratching like splinters and all, like just almost a prisoner trapped in a cell right now.
Roll a strength check.
-1, it's a 13.
13. As you're trying to pound against this thing, yeah, you're scraping on wood with your nails. You're going so hard, some of your nails are beginning to bend backwards and kind of fall off your finger. It hurts as you're doing this, trying to get out of here. Every bit of you is saying, leave right now. The king goes and sits down on the chair that he was once in before, and he just kind of throws his hands over his head and just sighs before you're scratching against the wall. And as you feel a fingernail begin to break and fall off, suddenly it kind of falls forward and the wall disappears, and you see the same hallway that you once were in. As you kind of fall forward and stumble and look back at the king sitting there on the table, as he looks at you and says, fine, go, just leave.
Gideon looks back, and he's gonna cast, just like for sake of like healing his hands, like just a quick like cure wounds on himself, and uprights himself and starts like casting mending, so his clothes, like things that were tearing or anything. Thank you for our chat. It was enlightening. I wish you all the best with whatever it is you do. And he leaves and storms down the stairs.
It very much was, as you hear his voice kind of fade as you run quickly over to the stairs. Xenia, team, Summer, Salt. Gideon is not gone for very long, maybe about a minute as this happens. Gideon really was just in there very briefly. During that time, Summer and Salt. Summer, you said you were just kind of eating. Salt, was there anything specific that you were doing? Because I know you were kind of excited there.
I am checking out my new outfit and seeing how comfortable it is, and seeing if it helps me roll and spin and tuck, and seeing if it's like how in line with how I normally act and run around with it how well it feels with everything else I'm wearing.
You basically do like a series of stretches and jumps and jumping jacks to make sure that you still have full range of movement. Even your tail seems to flow incredibly freely, though there is a piece of cloth that kind of hovers over it, so your tail is a little bit obscured. It still moves fine without any sort of obstruction from your typical style that you do. Very quick, very nimble. You even walk over to one of the walls and start kind of climbing on it instinctually just to make sure that you still can. Feels fine. When you jump down from the wall, it kind of billows as you fall down. You feel, and you test the material, you kind of pull on it. It's very, very strong stuff. You look kind of under it, and the clothes that you once had there are gone and vanished. They seem to have almost morphed into these clothes.
Oh.
Great.
That's pretty much it.
As Salt is kind of jumping around doing acrobatic maneuvers, Xenia team, was there anything you two were doing while you're waiting on Gideon? Again, maybe about a minute or two passes.
Yeah, Team's been pacing back and forth. He doesn't like this place. He doesn't like the plane of existence he's on right now. He never has. And he just wants to get back. He's already now been dumped with more information that they have to find someone else. And they've already got a slew of things they needed to do back on the material plane. And it's just more things keep getting added to this list. And it's just a little overwhelming. So Team's pacing back and forth.
Gotcha. Xenia, with any new information brought to light to you, is there anything that you're doing?
Xenia sitting crisscross on the floor, head in hands like this, thinking. Her face is kind of expressionless, but at the same time, like, deep breaths are taken and she's just deep in thought.
Okay.
She's even that.
As you're there pacing back and forth, Summer, you're taking another bite of your roach leg before suddenly you hear footsteps quickly, almost at like a jog, a quick pace, as Gideon runs out from behind the throne and immediately starts descending the stairs very quickly, noticeably absent the king.
Oh, Fluffyhead, did you get some more food? Didn't you like it?
No, he didn't offer me anything to eat, actually.
Where's our king?
That sucks. Really...
I think he had to tend to some business or something.
Oh,
It was
okay.
It was an uncomfortable conversation. He well, similar to Zanea, just told me that the time scar wasn't worth worshipping and things like that, you know. I don't know where this guy gets off berating people and their gods.
What? He wasn't trying to help you?
No, he was not.
I believe Salt is going to roll for insight for this.
Go for it.
Because in his mind, the king is absolutely the best at trying to help everyone.
Team
stops. He stops pacing back and forth, and he goes over to.
That's only a 9.
Gideon.
Salt. Gideon seems to be speaking the truth. You're not sure what they
So
talked about, but
weird.
you're gonna ask about it at certain because you're still a little confused.
Team speaks in a language only he knows. And he's looking at Gideon and he's saying, from what this sounds like, it sounds like he wants the two of you to worship something he wants you to worship. He's already given power to the two ratlings. Why would he tell me to... The guards are... None of this makes sense. I do not like this place. How do we leave?
In the same language, I think he wants to be in each of our good books for reasons I don't know. And that scares me, a person in power that we could all owe favors to.
Are you guys talking in a weird language?
Yeah. Why are you grunting
Why you
so
trust
much?
us now? Why you wait? What's you talking about? I thought we were a party. We're the Merryberries. What's going on?
Salt, I do not like this place.
Okay, but you can say that without having to go.
Salt, I do not like this place. And you and Summer are very willing to go with what is happening here.
It's been a great place.
Great things are not always what they seem to be.
I'm so confused. I thought that we didn't like Gaston, but now we don't like
I don't like either, to be fair. I do not trust
Well,
either.
recently you've not liked a lot of people.
The last person I liked nearly killed me, so yes, yes.
Yeah, but not everyone's trying to kill you. Look, I'm not trying to kill you right now.
Gideon looks between Salt and Summer and says, I mean, it's kind of ironic talking about people that you don't like.
What do you mean?
Gideon cocks an eyebrow and doesn't respond. He just looks at them much more pensive than he was before.
Oh, give us a moment, Summer. I walk over to Gideon. Can we go for a quick chat?
All right.
Okay. And I pull him over to the side where it should be just out of range for the rest of the party to hear us talk.
Guys, I really think you need to appreciate the wonderful opportunity we have. We're traveling. We never get to travel like this. It's a whole different plane. I'm going to start pulling things out of my hat and trying to perk up.
I love that.
Perk up the other two party members.
And while that's happening and Summer's distracting them, I'm going to get Gideon to come down more to my level. Come here. So
Gideon's gonna drop on one knee and kind of sigh.
Hey. And while this is happening, my tail's going to pop up and sort of slightly caress his shoulder and then arm and head while I'm talking, but I'm not going to drop my talking, but just imagine that's happening. Hey, so how you like to keep an eye on everything. Like you are very, very, very good at seeing what's going on, right? Very handy skill to have. Well, sometimes others may notice that you notice. And as you can imagine, if I was to be doing something that I didn't want to be noticed, and they notice that you noticed that I noticed, this could be not so good. So, if you cannot watch me as much as you would be, that would be amazing. Otherwise, and as this happens, my tail's going to go straight up and slice one pile of hair. We will make sure you will never see time again. So, can we be bestest friends? And one of your hairs falls down and I grab it.
Salt, I say this as someone who is now understanding we have a colleague relationship. I will not watch you closely as long as you and your sister give me space.
Well, I'm
But
happy
do
to
not
be your
threaten
bestest
me.
friend and take care of you. And I will even watch your back for you because it's really hard to watch backs because, you know, your head sort of only faces one way. I did meet someone once who could turn their head most of the way, and that was kind of cool, but most people can't watch their backs. So I'll watch it for you.
Gideon stands up, and it's interesting. I've been called awful things by a lot of people, but these are the first people that have threatened me as regularly as you and your sister have. That's something to note of, and I'm going to pat Salt on the shoulder and walk away.
Okay. And I skip back.
Gideon's slow distrust of rat folk and is slowly growing. Right. As Salt, you're walking and following Gideon back over. Summer, you're again throwing out fancy things to say, like, look, we get to travel, we get to do great things with Team and Xenia. Gideon, with your massive perception, as you're walking back over to the group, you're about to say something to them, again, akin to, like, let's get out of here. When you look back over and you notice white in your peripheral vision, you see Tormach sitting at the throne there with his scepter just kind of across his knees, again, sitting cross-legged, just kind of looking at you all.
And look at all of the different kinds of food that I got in there. It was so shiny, and there's so many different, like, kind of pinks and blues and weird liquids, and they taste so sweet. Do you want to try it, Tim?
Team pushes past Summer, and you said the king's out now?
Yes.
How do we get home?
Just tell me when you're ready and where. You ready to go?
We are ready now.
Where would you like
Wait.
to go?
Overgrad.
Team. Tormac.
Wait. Should we go back to Robert? Maybe he's found his brother by now.
We can.
I'm sure Keenak's
communicate-
probably not there anymore.
We can communicate with Robert.
Oh.
In a little.
But Robert was really friendly and fun.
He was. He is. He's still alive.
Was.
We can get you
Is.
wherever you'd like to go. There's many cities in Asterion. Large, small, it doesn't matter.
Tormac, before I leave, you were saying there were stronger gods.
Many.
Like who?
It depends on what you mean. You're speaking of people that have earned power as gods to follow. There are a few. Again, I know several of them. But then there are also several that are more creature-esque, like yours, where yours is an elemental. I believe you all have met two of them, or at least one of them. Ufazella in the Sands. Team, roll me a just intelligence check.
It's a natural 20.
At 20. None of y'all have ever mentioned anything about this to him. Ufazella in the Sands. There's also an aquatic phoenix that lives out there. Of course, you know Cumulonimbus. There is Lane, who... God of glory and gold. Friend of mine, Turin, who's the god of wisdom. Gideon, I'm certain you've heard of him. Gideon, you can roll a history or an arcana check, whichever's higher.
I think my Arcana is higher, or they're both the same. They are both the same with a +3, so it's an unnatural 20.
You've definitely heard of Turin. Turin took over the Mages Guild once the Tower of Time broke and fell and the Time Scar existed. You and your sect have had close communications with the Mages Guild, though not Turin, because Turin was elevated to godhood not terribly long after the whole killing of the gods. He was well respected as the most knowledgeable person around, and as the head of the Mages Guild, it just kind of naturally happened.
Would that be like a knowledge domain kind of thing then?
Yeah, absolutely.
Okay, cool.
And how does one benefit with a stronger god?
Well, stronger gods, stronger powers and abilities. There's several that I wouldn't recommend that are in the plains of hell. Please stay away from them for all that's good and holy on all planes. And then you may have heard of Whisperer. There's a few others. Hanlon as well, the god of murder. I wouldn't follow him. He kind of starts spouting off several other god names.
And, I mean, why tell me this?
Well,
why not just let me worship a weaker one?
I think that you should follow your heart and worship whoever you wish, but if you are going to worship one, I think that you should spread their name and earn them strength. Gods earn their strength from the faith of their followers, and so yours currently is very limited to your family in the mountains. Spread his name, or give up on him. Let him fade away.
How did you meet him?
I fought him once. A long time ago. It was over a scuffle of where he was allowed to reside. He tried to put his home here in the Feywild, if you can imagine it. I said no.
And then he came to us?
I guess so. To Asterion. Found his plane and mountain home, and the rest is history.
So if it wasn't for you, I may not have ever found Nimbus?
He kind of looks up with a smile on his face like, welcome, I guess.
Thank you for all this information.
Of course.
Are these conversations happening like as a group, or
in common, or you all can hear this? Yeah.
Hey, Your Majesty, you seem to know a lot about a lot of different gods. Do people worship you?
Are you a god?
A few in Asterion probably do after I took over the Queen's mantle. Everyone here in the Feywild does. Put their faith in me, and I try and keep the peace best I can. But again, my home is in Asterion, and that's where I hope to return one day. But my duties here are not done.
Am I related to a god?
Yeah, what would we call you? Do you have like people that fight for you on the material plane? Are there churches?
Well,
Do you want a church?
I'd say every tree is my church, but yeah, I have a few people who would follow me. Asterion, you probably won't meet them, and that's probably for the best of all. But if you should meet a Sylvan or an Eladrin, they would no doubt know my name. Tormach is all that you have to call me. We're friends. Even brothers, as he kind of smiles to Salt.
And
My brother's a god.
Castigon. Is he a god too?
As you mention his name, he's talked about all these other gods freely, easily, just like, oh yeah, they're this, etc. You mention Castigon, is he a god? He slumps back in his chair and just... Yes, but not Yes and no. Yes, to answer your question, yes. Does he deserve it? No. But yes.
Oh.
He doesn't do anything godly. Just he's an accidental god, like the Whisperer. He's not meant to exist.
What do you mean, like the Whisperer?
The Whisperer came out of pure happenstance and chance. Whisperer just exists because people didn't know who to pray to for a while. They just asked anyone for help, and now the Whisperer took those prayers and is more powerful than he was before. Same thing for Castigon. People ask for great travel. People pray for things all the time. They ask to be swept from their home. They ask to go to a faraway land, and it caught his ear, and now he takes those powers happily, greedily. Does
that mean we caught your ear?
Oh, absolutely.
So I don't want to be rude because, I mean, you've fed us, this is lovely, but what have you done that's so great, that makes you so worthy of worship?
Well, my wife was the queen in the Feywild. She had been here for millennia upon millennia. Served her, and I was one of her warriors until she took a keen interest in me, and so when she passed away with the War of the Gods, Anrock killed the rest of them. There was nobody else to take the mantle except me. He had no heirs, so I took it.
So kind of like happenstance for you as well, I guess.
Absolutely. Pure coincidence.
Inside.
Yeah, go for it.
Boop, 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 17.
17. You're not sensing any lie. He's been pretty genuine to you all night.
Mm-hmm.
So why would this be any different?
Well, you've certainly opened our eyes to a lot of different ways of thinking.
Absolutely. And please, if anything, the Whisperer is more deserved and earned than Castigon, Summer. I know you place some faith there, and that's not wholly unfounded. They've done good work, for better or worse. But trust not the traveler.
Well, I won't say a word.
He smiles and just kind of gives you a wink.
Summer, what of the dragon eggs? What of the horses? What of your responsibilities in Novigrad?
What of them?
Well, you say we can go anywhere we want. We can go travel. You were quick to not mention either of those things.
Well, I'm just saying you can enjoy a holiday. Are you mother guilting me, Tim? Because I have left my children under very responsible guardianship, I'll have you know, and I made sure that they were very safe. The horses are well fed in the stables, and the eggs are being looked after very well, thank you very much.
It is not that
And my
of
penguin
guilt.
is swimming in a very refreshing pool of delicious liquid.
It is not of guilt I am coming to you. It is of concern.
Look, team, if you want to go there, you just say you want to go there. You don't have to convince us, but you need to give us your reason why you want to go there, right? Because, like, you know, we are 6, all right? We understand when you're like, look, do you guys want to go here because it's pretty, when you really just want to go there yourself. So why do you want to go there? What's important that's there for you at the moment?
I do think we should probably go and you know, fix that situation that we were doing. You know, we're meant to go
There's
sort
so
some shit
many
out right now.
situations to fix.
So I do think we should go back there. I'm just saying that it's okay for us by happenstance to enjoy the fact that we got to eat some delicious food and meet some interesting people.
Why are you being so poopy faced? Is it the skin? Is it getting to you? Is it itchy?
No, I
have a
don't know if
mom.
you have noticed the salt, but I have not been having an enjoyable time here. I have not been given food. I've been given a bow and told to shoot someone. that did not deserve it.
Here.
We have told people. We have told Salt. We have told people in Novigrad that we would help them. We have told people in Ashburn that we would help them. We have told a lot of people we would help them, and now we're taking on something else.
That's because we help everyone, right?
But we never follow through, is the problem. We say we are going to do these things, and then we never do them. It's always something new that we get ourselves into, and we go from one thing to the other, and we ruin things, Salt.
It's like pockets, though. You can collect and collect and collect, and then one day you have to empty them, and so it all gets fixed.
As Gideon might understand, we don't have the time for this. Ithka is destroying the celestial plane, and...
As you say that, King has a finger up about that. Mind enlightening me on what happened there?
It was a lot of miscommunication, honestly.
We have stolen the Sun Spear. It belonged to Qatar. Well, Ithka had taken it from us.
Kinak, right?
Technically, yes.
Okay.
He's not even a god.
Yeah.
He tries.
For our hope, he never will be. But Ithka now has the Sun Spear. She's in the Celestial Plane. She's destroying everything. And I'm sorry, Your Majesty, we keep taking on all of these obligations that we never follow through. So I don't know why you hold faith in us.
What do you mean never follow through? She even left her babies, and we took care of her babies.
Look, I'm not asking you to actively go look for her. Just if you see her, let me know. If you want me to actively ask you, I could send you to where I last knew she was and knock that task out of the way here and now. But I didn't think that was in your agenda.
What about sometimes it helps if we write a list, and I'm gonna like scramble around in the hat and pull out a piece of parchment and quill and go, so we've got those rock eggs. That's pretty important. We were gonna do that tomorrow morning, which I guess is yesterday morning. What time is it?
Gideon softly says what time it is, because keen mind.
I figured. Gideon, as that was talked about that you were going to get rock eggs, you look down at your stopwatch and the date that's on there. Hello. Seems to be past when you thought. It's been a week. Though you only remember having rest for once, maybe twice.
Uh-oh. Gideon shares that softly.
Oh.
Well, at least that's one thing we can take off our list.
Oh, I figured it out. I walk up to Team and I give him a hug. And I look at everyone else and said, I think he's missing a hug, Team. As in team, not team. And then sort of asking the rest of the team to come hug him at the same time.
I think he's missing a hug, Team. Team, get a hug, Team. Team, come on, Team. Team.
And I hug his leg.
Wait, what? A week?
Yes. It seems time is different here. Things move faster back home or slower here, whichever you prefer.
Other than the fact that, you know, Ithka's doing some bad shit on another plane, and I walk over and pat Tim on the leg, kind of hugging with pen out. What else is on our list? I just have rock eggs so far. And now Amber. We need to find Amber. But that seems like more of an as-you-go type adventure, right?
Yeah. I think Team just needs a hug.
The king again
and I squeeze him even harder.
If you want to just knock that out, again, happy to do it. But if not, don't even worry about it. Back of the mind.
So is it just the rock eggs? Like I said, sometimes it feels better to write it out.
Do you miss your bones? I can feel them if I squeeze you hard enough.
That's so creepy. Sorry.
Yeah, I was gonna say that is like, man, someone says that to you at a party, you leave that party,
has
right?
Distrust of Salt right now. That just made it worse.
Team and Gideon both just kind of staring Salt down all the time.
Like shit, man.
Gideon,
Robert's probably like done a big search by now if it's already been a week.
Do you want to go check on your bestest boy? We can have some. I know you haven't eaten porridge since you've seen him. Maybe you're missing porridge.
I would like that.
Well, then let's go to Robert. I have a way to contact Tomrak, so I'm sure he can help us then go closer to where we can find the rock eggs and amber later on, because I know he really wants us to help find that. So
It is too late for the rock eggs.
We should.
If what Gideon says, it's already been a week. The eggs are dead. They've had nothing to warm them.
Let's do something we can do to help Robert.
Should we send a message just to be like, "Hey, sorry we missed that meeting."
Level up Brie coming through.
We should probably check in, you guys. If it's been a whole week since, like, we really want to maintain that.
do I use like
really
message, or am I
dropped the
sending it
ball
from my
here.
business message spells? Like, what are we doing here? How are we going about setting up this?
We really
Zoom
dropped the
call?
ball.
I think we should take this offline, you guys. It's just taking way too much time.
Just like
I
send
think
them a
we only
DM,
create-
honestly. You know,
Do you
like
happen to have their phone number?
that's
We can just
me.
maybe call them.
Shut up, you guys. We have sending.
Does sending work across planes, Rybo? Is that a thing?
There's only one way to find out.
Only one way to find out.
Yeah, that's fair.
Yeah.
Roll an
plus
Arcana
there's-
check. That's the only way to find out.
Okay.
That
Unnatural
weird-
20.
A natural 20. It could work across planes, yeah.
Cool.
How about we talk to Mabel and ask her about the rock eggs?
Will
Hi,
that make you
Mabel.
feel better, team?
Yeah, sorry we didn't do the eggs. Oops, our bad.
It's not
We'll-
necessarily our fault. We got whisked away by a fucking moron.
We're stuck on another plane of existence.
All right.
Okay. So plan, guys. I say we eat a little more. We contact Mabel. We say, look, we're sorry. Our condolences to the rock eggs. Please still look after my babies. And then how far away is Robert? Like, because we need to get our cart and like the rest of our belongings from the tavern and those horses who are going to help us get to Robert really quickly.
How long have we been in this chamber?
Maybe about 20 minutes.
How many days is that?
This little maneuver is going to cost us 51 years. Gideon, if you want to look down at your pocket watch, I'll let you do a general int check to see about what the translation is.
I'll guidance myself for that. Plus
I was
3.
more so thinking about the people that were behind us in line.
In check, or like any like arcana or anything?
Just an int check.
Okay, 12 plus 3 plus 3, so 18.
It's
Yeah,
about
18.
3 times as fast as it normally is.
Okay.
For like an hour. No?
That's all right. We've got 5 people. It took about 10 minutes per person to get through the line. So we got at least 50 minutes here.
Yeah, should we go right away? Why don't we just go back to where we came from? Then we can talk to Mabel. We can send someone's. I can hear me again. We can send Robert a message, and then we can,
We also
really
had
quickly and efficiently ride our horses to where he is.
across Asterion,
Horses make you go so much faster than walking.
across a whole world.
As a pause there, I just want to leave it on horses make you go so much faster than walking. We will take it offline because it seems like a good place to pause for a break here as they're discussing, because then we can figure out what y'all want to do. It is currently 7:55, 8:55. It is a 55 on the hour mark. How about a 5-minute break? We will come back at the top of the hour, give away some dice, and continue from there. Beautiful. I like it. We'll see you all in around 5 minutes, and don't go anywhere. We'll see you very soon. Welcome back from the break, everybody, with the little Jakey heart right there. And let's get started. Did you just take a shot?
He definitely didn't take a shot because I don't think we're allowed to have alcohol on Twitch.
Ah, of course. That was just
That was
mouthwash. Drinking mouthwash as you should do.
No,
Yeah.
you gotta hydrate, and it's taking shots of water.
Ah, good.
He
good.
just used a tiny cup, which accompanies his tiny hands.
And all those
Are you
other
good?
times we've
That's
said
my
it's
potion
wine,
bottle.
it's actually just Welch's grape juice that has been sitting out for ages.
This is just Gatorade.
Just Gatorade. Right, we have some dice to give away, and the first set is the Head in the Cloud set from Safi-chan. So if you haven't entered yet, make sure you do your exclamation point LUD, which actually I'm jealous because I only found out today that Safi even made dice, and so
What?
I'm just super excited. I didn't know that she did that, and that's just rad. So yeah, if you haven't entered yet, make sure you're following and do exclamation point LUD, maybe about 10-20 seconds before we rock that giveaway. And sorry if I just clapped and destroyed somebody's ear. I just gotta have a mic on and shouldn't do that.
Everybody in chat, it looks like, is entered.
Oh, beautiful. Take it away from them. And then
All
give
right.
it back to one of them.
Closing entries now.
Who's
Entries
the winner?
closed, and we're gonna pick a winner. Dante D. Dante D. D.
Dante D.
Dante D.
Dante D, you win.
Dante D.
Congratulations, Dante D. Make sure you look for messages so that we can get that to Drew, and then we can get that to Savvy so you can get yourself a brand new set of dice. Congratulations. And
Correct.
thanks for joining on the stream.
What does that mean now?
Now, that means we have a set of endless metal dice to give away from Kakapopo TCG. These are the gunmetal set. Probably my second favorite set from there. And again, was planning on keeping it. So you're lucky that I am giving it away to whoever wins it. And know that it is a
For
rare set.
free?
For free. I note to anybody who runs a Kickstarter when they're out there, if you send me like 20 sets of dice, you're gonna keep getting more and more promotion because I'm just gonna keep hawking them and giving them away on this show. So, right, make sure you enter for that one, and let's move right back into it. Where we stopped, we were arguing about where we were gonna go, what we were gonna do. I don't actually think the players had any time to discuss that at all. So there's no decision made, but let's continue from there.
We gotta go back and get these horses, guys, and that new shit cart.
Okay.
Then maybe we can ask the faking or, the traveler to help us get somewhere a little bit faster.
Tormak, if I may ask, I don't know if you would have something like this. Back in my original living days, when scouts would be on the edges of the kingdom, we would have these stones to where we could talk to each other. Would you happen to have something like that?
So are you talking about sending stones or something different entirely?
I believe that is what they were called.
No, I don't have those, but I have something, I guess, separate. He reaches behind his back. He doesn't seem to, put them in any sort of pocket, but just kind of moves his hand behind him, and out pops 2 emeralds the size of small coins in his hands before he starts walking down the stairs. The emeralds are shaped very much like, the best descriptor would be like rupees from Legends of Zelda, or the Legend of Zelda. They're very green, and I don't know what the name of that shape would be, but a rupee from Legend of Zelda. He has 2 small emeralds in his hands. As he goes to hand them out to you, team, he stands at the bottom step. He says, "These aren't exactly the same, but they'll do." As he kind of tosses you one, but he holds the other one. He holds it up to his eye, as if for you to look and do the same. As you hold through, you can see out the other side, you see his eye, and as he kind of flips it around in his hand, you see the rest of you all standing there. You can't hear anything via, I guess, auditory through this, but works for sight.
I have a question. If we can't go there, Would you be able to have this other stone delivered to someone?
Possibly. I think you're gonna have better luck when I send you getting it delivered. Who are you wanting it to go to?
There is a dragonborn outside of Ashbourne.
Mm-hmm.
I would like it delivered to him. We do not know exactly where he is, but
Well, why don't
he
you
was searching for his brother.
ask the traveler? I'm not sending you back. I'm gonna bring Castigon here and have him send you back.
Yay!
We are not on good terms, so I doubt
We
he
are on
would.
good terms.
They are on good terms with him.
Yeah.
I
And I
and
gotta
Gideon are not.
I gotta grab the gem off team. I can do it, team.
Respectfully, I don't want to piss off any gods.
I do
And
not
I
lend
bow
power to any gods.
He kind of bows his head, but then he throws the other emerald over to you, Gideon.
Gideon, like awkwardly catches it.
Gideon, you think, I don't want to hold this thing. No.
Yeah, I think I am going to, because Salt's still got his hands open. I'm just gonna drop it into Salt's hands.
So both emeralds kind of clank together as they land in your open palms.
Like everything, it always ends up in my hands anyway.
Makes sense. So then
Okay.
to Novigrad, correct?
To Novigrad.
Great.
To Grandanovo.
He walks back up to his throne. He grabs the scepter and comes back down. He walks past all of you back to where he was standing before. He kind of hands his scepter out there. And again, that kind of fabled blue light shines, and poof, suddenly Castigon is sitting back where he was, and he says, seriously, they had nothing to... Kind of looks around at all of you. He seemed to have been paused mid-sentence from where he was before.
Summer and I are prince and princesses now of the Feywild.
Well, isn't that just most gracious of Tormach the King, the Mighty? I would add to your title. If it wasn't already there, I'd give it to you. You should just take that title. That one's free from me. I'm sorry if we interrupted your time, great kings. He says, they want to go to Novigrad. Take them there and take them wherever else they want to go. That's your payment for coming here. Next time you come to my realm, you let me know. Wouldn't dream of it. I just didn't know that you were the king. If I did, I would have sent a postcard or something.
Team's gonna
Old
try
friend.
and interrupt Castigon and say two places actually. If we could go to Novigrad and Ashbourne.
He looks over to Tormach. Castigon seems a little hesitant, but Tormach just kind of stares him down before Castigon. Of course, if that's, what the king wants. My old friend.
Also, Castigon, and you can call me Princess Summer now. If it's possible, can we also get the horses? Can the horse? If I sit on the horse and then we touch the crystal, then does that work?
Oh, yeah, horses. That's sure. Those are pretty good at taking you places too. If you don't need me, but if you,
No, we need your help.
yeah, of course you do. Why wouldn't you? I can help you because that's what I do for you, King, the Mighty, Tormach the Mighty, as again should be called.
And Salt, you have direct access to talk to the king, do you not?
Aye, aye.
So should Castigon not fulfill this, we would be able
Why
to
would
let
you
him
do
know.
that? Castigon's amazing at gun.
Just to let Castigon know that we could very easily speak with the king.
Oh, yeah, no, of course. I mean, why would you need to call him? Because all I'm going to do is take you to the places you want to go, and then we're going to be done, right?
Mm-hmm.
That's what you want. I'd do that for you.
Just two simple things, that's it.
Okay, we'll take good care of you, Castigon.
Oh, fantastic. Tormuk, if you're ever needing any other sort of work, you know I'm your guy for this. I'm happy to take, be your guide again. Just whatever you need, I'm your man. Now that we have a relation, I would say I have a better relationship with you than I do the Queen. Tormuk the Mighty, just call on me when you need me. As he looks over to you and says, come on, we wouldn't want to take up any more of the great king's time. Tormuk says, no, you shouldn't. He turns to all of you and says, it was very much a pleasure meeting to all of you. I hope to speak to you again someday. Hopefully you're able to find what I'm looking for, and know that I appreciate the talk, and I'm glad that you've come to my kingdom. It's good to talk to people from Asterion once again.
We'll be back.
Thank you. I walk up and curtsy and then take his hand and kiss. And
I walk up and bow.
Summer kisses his hand, Salt bows away. He seems very royal regal, very used to this treatment. This doesn't faze him, as he kind of looks at the other three.
The bow was very nice, but you might want to get and he stops.
You might want to get what?
Nothing. It is beautiful.
It is. He kind of looks at Gideon and Zinnia expectantly.
Thank you for your sharing of knowledge. Bows
His head back to you.
Gideon says in Sylvan, I'm sorry we don't see eye to eye.
Maybe one day. He smiles. Bows.
Gideon, starts to bow, but, there's a little bit of resistance, and he just says, I don't think it's likely. Again, still in Sylvan.
Kind of smiles and does that, smile back, like a darn kind of smile, but without saying any words. Or he turns and walks back towards the throne. Castigon looks at all of you and says, I could have swore he was wearing black before. Either way, so Novigrad.
I'm wearing black.
Does it matter where, or is this like a blink and blink kind of thing? Or
Mabel's menagerie, please.
Perhaps I send you right outside Mabel's menagerie. I'll wait outside, and then we'll go from there.
yeah, because we got to get the horses.
The horses, wouldn't want to forget
us,
them. For you, King, I'll transport the horses. Come on, everybody, gather around. Everybody kind of get closer to Castigon.
I'll hold his hand.
You hold on to his hand there. Everyone circles around him as he kind of pulls up his amulet and begins to kind of wobble and fade away before his eyes kind of close. And suddenly you all feel yourselves pulled back through another dimension, just like you were before. Colors fading before your eyes. You feel yourself stretched incredibly thin, like butter over too much toast. Thanks, Tolkien. As you suddenly whoosh, split yourself right in the middle of the night, in front of Mabel's menagerie. It is based on the position of the moon just after sunset here. It's maybe 7, 8 o'clock at night. Looking around, there are a few people walking to and from. None of them seem to have noticed your kind of arrival, as you're just on the backside of her menagerie there. You can see the street from where you're at, but your kind of sudden appearance here is definitely hidden from commoner view, I guess is the best way to put it. As Castigon kind of stretches and does a little arm movement thing like, okay, the quicker you can make this, the better, and we'll get going. But, pray tell, if you would allow me a question, I did a favor for you, I found your friend, I, got you back here. What's going on? Salt, why do you look different? Summer, you spoke of Princess. What's going on?
It turns out that you ask to be a princess, and they let you.
Yeah.
Huh.
If you guys want, I can fill him in while you guys go take care of Mabel.
I'll stay here with you, Salt.
Okay, Sure. So, okay. So what actually happened, right? Is like you left us, and then we had this Blossom character, and then we went across, and we had to get to the main city, and so we went up in the air and had a look at it, and then we walked around and around and around, and worked
As
even
you're
further, but then we had to
speaking,
go around even more.
not to interrupt you, as you're speaking, Xenia, Gideon, Summer, are the three of you going in, or is anybody else staying behind?
I'm gonna go in, but it's gonna take me a little bit to build the courage up to knock on the door.
Xenia, Gideon?
Xenia has a quick memory of contraband that affects felines inside the house, and so she will stay out of it.
Okay. Gideon?
Gideon sees Summer go up to the door alone and almost takes a step forward, and then Gideon's just going to go on a walk.
Gideon, you walk away from Novigrad for the time being, or not Novigrad, the group, and just go down the street.
Bye, everyone. I'm on my own quest.
Go screw this whole god nonsense.
Summer looks around and is just me then? Okay.
Xenia, would you mind staying here and making sure he doesn't poof off with him?
Of course. Of course.
Perfect. Team will go up to the door with Summer.
Summer, your courage finally hits you as you hear the footsteps up the creaky wood as Team comes. As you're like, oh, thank God, before you knock on the door. Salt, are you planning to tell him the whole story, or just kind of like, hey, I'm recapping it to him? Up to you.
So if anyone else is staying, which it looks like they are, I will just retell the whole story and keep it as long as possible.
Okay. You basically, trying to keep Castigon stuck here, are telling him every detail of what's happened. Do you hide any detail at all?
No, it's more that I would love to have a chat with him by myself, so if everyone else gets bored of being around me, but if no one else leaves, then I'm not going to have a chat by myself.
Okay, yeah, Xenia is currently staying here and asked by Team to kind of keep an eye on him, and you hear that as you're talking.
So then I'll just tell the whole story. Okay. Nothing, I've got nothing to hide.
Sounds good. We'll pause there for a minute then and go to Summer and Team, who, Summer, you knock on the door and just let yourself in there. You're greeted by just a pummel of animal smells and some very, very loud snoring as you look over into the corner and in a almost cat-like structure where cats might climb or scratch, but twice as large as normal. You see a large Garfield-like creature asleep and snoring quite loudly on the top of his cat post. Not anything that would hopefully be awoken, but also you kind of want to wake him up, but also purely as it is my dad's birthday and he hates Gorf. Gorf is going to be asleep currently. Happy birthday. That is my birthday gift for you.
Happy birthday, Rybo Dad. I'm going to go kind of pat him, but be like...
Summer, I know
Jakey's
you
going for
are
an
not...
Oscar over there.
Because of course, Bobo's mum, Anne, is the birthday too.
Oh, is it? Oh, hey, happy birthday, Bobo's mom.
Summer, I know you aren't eager to have this conversation with Mabel. Would you prefer? I am not good with words, but I can get the point across.
Yeah, I think we just need to be honest and apologize. Like, we had every intention of helping.
We just tell her the truth and what happened.
Rybo Dad said it's a birthday miracle.
Glad we can do that for you.
Yeah, absolutely. The Gorf sleeps tonight.
At least in his sleep, can he do that?
Then it's not a birthday gift if he does it.
You're gonna ruin it. I love it.
As you were talking to Summer, saying like, "Who, I can, talk if you'd like me to." You hear the footsteps from the second story as the bell rings as you enter the shop here, of somebody coming down from the second story to greet you all. As in, quick decision on who's going to want to talk to her.
I'll kind of step back behind Tim and like poke my head out a little bit.
Mabel?
You hear, coming, hold on. Or running down the stairs, herself covered in black soot and her hair kind of ruffled and kind of pushed back as if a great blast had gone off in front of her face. She comes down with glasses completely covered in that soot, and she's wiping it off as she says, hold on.
Are you okay?
She says, hold on. Oh, I'm sorry. My vision is terrible. You're alive. I thought you went off on the quest to find the rock eggs and just didn't come back.
Well, we weren't ever able to. You see, we had run into a problem, and we were actually forcibly sent to the Feywilds.
Okay.
We
wasn't one
were
of my
only there
creatures, was
for.
it?
No, it was
It wouldn't be the first.
someone. It's we were only there for what seemed like 14 hours, but apparently it has been close to a week that we've been gone, and
Tricky place.
We just wanted to say sorry because we didn't want to let you down, Mabel. We wanted to go and try and find the eggs, but by the time we realized we were gone, it had been a whole week.
I was more worried about your lives, and honestly, a bit selfishly, I used a phoenix feather on you, well, kind of, on you, and then I thought you died, and they're quite rare. Either way, I put a quest up in Red Wagon Inn, searching for you. Now that you're safe and sound, I can call that one off, but I had to ask for other help to get the rock eggs back, you understand?
it's very
Did you-
understandable.
Are they safe?
No, they're gone. We dealt with the problem, but the rock eggs are gone.
I'm sorry, Mabel. That must be really hard for you.
It is. Very saddened by it, but such is life, and necromancers are... I've never been a fan.
Well, we just
No, go ahead, Summer.
wanted to let you know that we're awful sorry and we're okay, and we didn't want to just, not check in.
It's not a problem. I'm glad you're all right. If I had known that you weren't going to be there, I could have maybe saved the egg. So I forgive me. I'll weep tonight, but a bit of thistle tea and I'll be fine. You're fine. That's what's okay. I have to remind myself that people have more value than certain animals. Rocks often are dangerous and may even kill. It's probably for the better in the long run, but I do weep. Okay.
I understand.
What of your dragon eggs? Do you still want me to keep them?
Oh, yes, please.
Now,
How are they? Are they well?
they're fine. I've still been cleaning up the shop. I haven't left, basically, in a week. Now, if I keep them, you understand this is well, it's a menagerie. If somebody would want to come buy them, if you're not paying for them to stay here, then I would give them to proper and responsible owners.
Oh, no, as we discussed, I very much want to pay you to keep them lodged here. Had I given her money yet?
Mm-hmm.
I've paid.
Yep.
Yeah. I paid for a while, didn't I?
You paid for 3 years.
3 years.
Okay.
So, yeah, please don't sell them within that 3-year period that I've already paid for.
Good.
Yeah, I was going to
it's
say that
definitely
was
not that the
$600
DM
or
forgot.
600
No.
gold.
Mabel is just flighty, and that's her character.
That's fine. I
Sells
also
them
wasn't
tomorrow.
100% sure if I'd paid her yet.
Oh my god. Happy birthday, Rybo Dad from the Red Wagon. Look at Gorf sleep. Oh, that's so good.
It's almost as good as the penguin.
Oh, can you post that on Discord? Just a little picture. Almost as good as the penguin.
I really like it, Jake.
So
Sorry.
help me God.
I mean,
That penguin was just
drawn
so
in such a-
detailed.
It's so weird. I feel like I'm gonna break all of my fingers on my right hand and never draw again if I can't top a penguin that's just a line in a square.
Well, you
realized
got to
that was
admit,
on
Look,
streaming.
Jakey,
We all peak, all right? We
the
all
penguin
peak.
is pretty realistic looking, I gotta say. I don't know how you drew that, but that's pretty talented.
Jake, I think for the new watchers in chat, they should see the penguin of which we are speaking of.
Oh yeah,
Crazy.
here.
I don't think we showed the penguin on chat, did we?
Oh, did we not?
Yeah, we did.
So
Yeah,
my notebook's a penguin notebook, and then I drew a little hat. There you go.
Look, how can you not be proud of that? Look at how detailed the penguin is.
And that
Such a good
penguin
work.
looks so happy.
It's true. I did that all with nothing but a Sharpie. You know what can I say?
Incredible.
I'm better than Animal Planet, who did not take the photo.
Better than them because you also added a hat.
Yes.
True. Did they get a hat on a penguin?
No. How many times have you seen Blue Planet or anything where they throw hats on penguins?
Never.
The
Not
cowards.
once.
Cowards.
They won't do it.
We're starting a
We
new
call it
charity.
that.
The charity is where we just put hats on animals. They hate it, but it's great.
Snakes in hats.
Snakes
I'm
in
sorry.
Yes, Mabel.
Yes, Mabel, thank you. Yes, please don't sell my babies.
Of course, I wouldn't have thought of that. Obviously, I remember that you've paid me.
Yeah. It's been a big week. It's fine. I'm a princess now, so I'll be able to give them such a great life.
Oh,
Yeah.
pause. Jakey, Rybadad says, showed Gorf again. He missed it.
Oh, okay.
Happy birthday. There's Gorf. Okay. Right. Well, I'll hold on to them. Hopefully that you return in 3 years. I do say often people forget, but I will hold them.
I won't forget my children.
Would hope not. You
Um,
would be surprised.
There's a lot of accusations happening recently about me not being a good mum.
No, it's in general. People forget. You're an adventurer. People pass away. You understand?
By
Well,
any chance, did any of the horses die?
No, why would the horses die?
Oh, sickness, yeah, lame foot, you never know.
Matter of fact, I have extra horses if you feel like you need more for your journey.
No.
Well, of
No,
course,
this is okay,
horses are
thank you.
some of the easiest animals to care for, truly.
And
yes.
the most valuable, would you not say, in terms of their use?
Well,
You know?
definitely, pack animals like that, beasts of burden, are wonderful.
They're always a good investment.
I agree.
I feel like this is
I like you, Mabel.
something involving.
I haven't met you for
Tons.
very long, but I think you're pretty good.
Well, have there been anyone come? We should probably ask the Red Wagon Inn this, but anyone come to deliver us anything while we've been gone this week?
Oh, Lord. Valos was supposed to bring us stuff.
No, I don't. Who's Phalos?
He's an adventurer. We should probably check with the inn.
Yes, yes. Good idea.
Absolutely.
Thank you, Mabel. I'll write to you and check on the eggs, and if you need anything, let me know. And I don't know where you can send that to. Just whisper it. I'll hear.
In a low voice, in an unintelligible whisper, she... Did you hear that?
I'm sure I did in my soul.
Oh, wow. Try it on me.
Okay.
What did you actually say?
I love my dragon eggs.
Let me roll. Pretty decent perception. I guess I will hear it from quite a distance.
Yeah. Okay. Well, I'm sorry. Maybe you can eat some ice cream and stuff, or whatever you do to grieve about those rock eggs. And I give her a hug, and we'll check in with you regularly. We'll come get the horses. We're gonna take them soon.
Okay, great. As you leave the hug, she says, "Whoops!" As you feel her pull something off of your shoulder that wasn't once there. As this small slug-like creature about the size of a baseball, you're like, with teeth, is on your shoulder. She sets it on the table, like throwing a small sack on the table, and just kind of ignores it. And she's like, "Okay, yeah, no worries. I'll be fine. Again, I will grieve, and then I'll be done."
Okay.
Possibly later on tonight for the horses.
Okay, just come on by whenever you want. I leave the stables open. I'm very trusting that way. I have things that watch out for me. So just come grab whichever horses are yours, and we're good.
Thank you. And team pats her on the head and starts to leave.
Yeah.
Sorry. As she takes your wings and she holds them, and you're kind of like pulled back, like whoa. As she like shakes your wings out, and when she does so, several small little pink bugs crawl out of your wings and like land on the ground and skitter around the floor.
Were these mites?
They might be. As she,
I see what you did there.
she goes over to the door and
Pretty good.
holds the handle and is about to like, did what?
Nothing. Never mind.
As she says, okay, I'm going to open the door, and then you just run or else they'll... She opens it to usher you out very quickly. As you leave, the door slams behind you as you hear briefly behind the door, no! Just something running towards
And
the door.
so then the king said, yes, Castigon will take this gem to our friend's Rybonator. Robert, that's a GFY. I get it. Done.
One to
Robert.
salt.
And then I handed the gem as they're walking out.
You hand who the gem?
Castigon, because I've told them the whole story. And
Just
it
making
ends
sure.
with the king saying that he's going to take it to Robert for us.
I thought I was taking all of you to Robert, not... Also, who's that?
I got told off for wanting to go to see Robert. Everyone wanted to come here, so I don't know.
Must not
No,
be
we're
that
going
important.
there next. We're going there next. So, also, guys, that went really well.
Did. The rock eggs are dead, but it went well otherwise.
Yeah, it was sad, but Mabel, she was great. The horses, they've been well looked after. I did remember though that we have visitors that were coming. Do you remember? And a delivery. So you ordered some clothing.
Yeah, that's why I thought we couldn't leave. I'm confused.
Yes, Valos.
Now,
So
with
are we
that,
going here?
how
With
long
me,
is that
Robert?
going to take? Because I did, I'll help you, but like, we're not here for days, right? I was planning on being gone.
Oh no, we just gotta check in, I think.
Great. Remind me, I do have one thing to talk to you about before we go. Or, well, before I leave you. And yeah, we'll go from there. We need to check it. Wait, your friend with the big yellow hair, go. You all look around and notice that Gideon has not quite come back. Gideon, in the city, where have you taken a walk to?
Gideon goes home for a bit. But he doesn't go like in his house. He just like goes to the side of his house and sits like on whatever equivalent of like a small stoop or something is. And he's just kind of like taking some time to just like breathe and listen to the sounds of the city. And he pulls out his hourglass and starts like fidgeting with it, not activating its ability. Every night I have used this to sleep so that I can just conk out and rest. I don't think I'm doing that anymore. And he puts the hourglass back in his pocket, stands and goes up to the door as if he's going to go talk to his parents, and then he starts making his way back.
Gideon puts his hand up as if to knock on the door, but just kind of his own head before walking back towards the group. And about the time, Castigon's like, the one with the yellow... Oh, there. Gideon, you're being kind of pointed and pulled over. Castigon says, okay, we go, we do your thing, you get some shirt delivery, I guess, and then we go?
I don't know.
The idea is we're going to stop at the Red Wagon Inn. We are going to see if anyone has been there for us. If not, Valos is in Ashburn, and that's where we're headed next anyway, so...
Okay.
That's where Robert is, right?
That's the last place we've seen him. It's either that or he's out in the Scourge. Maybe if one of the two of you, and he looks to Zinnia and Gideon, be able to talk to him. I don't know if you would be able to do that today, but we could figure out where he is and have him meet us in Ashburn.
I don't know your friend well enough to be able to make a connection. I apologize.
Yeah, there's no worries there. I can't expect you to know someone you've never met.
Yeah, ever since I forgot to call him those few days, it's at the top of my memory now every time we wake up, and I'm a little worried. It's been a week and we haven't checked in with him. I hope he's all right.
I'm sure he's worried about us as well. Off to the Red Wagon Inn. Yes, Castagon, you may want to stay outside. Sophia may rip your face off. Who knows?
Yeah.
I'll stay out.
How about I do that?
Maybe
I'll stay and guide him. It's fine, team.
maybe we could ready the horses, and then we can do a pop in, and then we can go.
Let's get to the inn. Zinnia, how about you and I have a chat while they pop into the inn? You know this person. We might be able to speed this process up. Again, I got places to go.
I mean, even though I'm the one communicating, it's kind of like a group effort.
No. I get that. Let's see what we can do.
Okay.
You're kind of confused at what he means, but he starts walking off towards the Red Wagon Inn, kind of looking at you all. You all are walking, but he's kind of walking at a faster pace, and he's like, come on, chop, let's go. Following him?
I will walk next to Gideon and give Gideon all the information I can on Robert.
Gideon, you're filled in on who this friend was, the circumstances that led to them meeting him, the death of his brother, going down into the tomb with him, him
someone
choosing to stay
out
behind.
of a window.
A window. It's very
The team
impressive.
looks back. It was pretty badass.
As all of you are walking, you eventually get to the Red Wagon Inn. It doesn't take very long. Again, it's just a few streets down. It's about 5 minutes. Gideon, you're actually surprised at the speed in which Salt recants this story, as realizing Salt's getting a little better about telling stories at knowing the distance and time that he has to tell them. He knew yesterday that he had a full 8 hours or so, and he used it. So, as you all get towards the inn, Castagon pushes open the door for all of you to go in and says, I'll be right here. He kind of leans back, and now in a whisper, he says, and if you could tell Sophia I didn't really do anything, that would be...
Okay. Team goes in.
Team, you walk in. Who else is going in?
Me.
Summer, Gideon, Salt?
Me as well. Yep.
Okay. 4 of you walk in. You see Sophia back there behind the bar. There's a lot more adventurers than there previously were here. Several of them armed to the teeth, shields, 2 swords behind them. A lot of them human males, several of them human females with these strange black leather pauldrons over their kind of plate mail on the side. There's a few groups of dwarves that are here as well, all kind of talking. It seems to be as if they've kind of come to the end of their workday here. A lot of them drinking, eating meals, kind of conversing and talking around. As you all walk in, you hear the sudden kind of as if the shift of a chair in an abrupt manner happens. Sophia stands up behind the counter. She looks at you all and says, where have you been? Are you
That's a long
okay?
story. Did someone
Well-
come by to see us?
Actually, would you believe what happened? And I'll start my saltiness.
You start, or do you recant the whole story, every detail?
I'm not going to give all the special pieces, but I'll explain how we end up in the Feywild, and unless anyone stops me, of course. But and how, you know, we adventured around and met the king, and you know, we become prince and princess. And
There's a king in the Feywild now? You hear a woman with a black pauldron speak up. There's a king in the Feywild now.
Yes. I'll get to that. And I keep talking, of course, and giving the whole story.
Gotcha. As everyone's like very interested in this one piece of information, but you sidetrack for a little while and like, and I got these cool clothes, yada yada. Not even saying where you got them from, but just the fact that you got them. Salt, in your general Salt's oversharing nature, do you or Summer at all speak about, oh, we're princes and princesses now? You don't have to. I'm just, based on the way you typically share, that's my assumption.
Definitely, and we do the special pose when it happens too.
Okay. We're princes and princesses of the Feywild now. As you kind of... Oh, go ahead.
I was just going to say, and that's kind of like godly.
Kinda.
Sophia has had finger on the bridge of her nose the whole time, just kind of... Couldn't have sent word. I thought that Drow had taken you, and I don't know what had happened, but it was...
To be fair, we were only there for roughly 16 hours.
Yeah, we didn't know.
Wild is weird.
Like, we knew, like, right at the end of our trip that, in fact, it had been a week.
You're all safe?
And we came straight back here to tell you.
You see her walk over to the quest board and rip off a sheet on the side, and you hear all the other adventurers in there, oh, kind of sigh in an angry manner. She says, none of you brought them back. You don't get the reward, as she rips up the paper in her hand.
Does that mean we get the reward?
No.
I knew he was going to ask.
You don't.
Oh.
Where is
Hey,
that drow?
Sophia, you look a little cranky. Do you want something sweet?
No, I don't want anything. I'm upset. I'm very upset. We've been searching for a week. I've lost sleep over this.
I pull some sort of best snack out of the hat, and also I'll plop Penguin out because it's been like a long time, and I'll offer her something delicious.
I don't want water. It's not even clean. I don't want. What I want. Where's the drow?
You want something cool? I pull out a vial of magical, mystical liquid from the Feywild. Will this make you happy?
Let me say it one more time. She gets a little bit more like serious. I don't want anything to drink. I'm very upset.
Oh.
Team's gonna walk up, put his hand on her shoulder, and say, everything is okay. It turns out, funny enough, that drow was just no ordinary drow. Apparently, he was the traveler.
He's a god.
A supposed lesser deity or something. I do not know. So, it's good to know that your magic works on lesser deities, I guess.
She goes into her little book there that she had behind the table and pulls it out, and she begins flipping through it kind of frantically. She looks over and she says, you! She looks up at you, Gideon. A time cleric. You... Yeah. The traveler was in here? And... Isn't your order supposed... Don't you know everything? Why did you not say anything? She's flipping through.
Hey! You be nice to my friend. I sort of step in and sort of next to Gideon, because he's my friend now.
She closes the book abruptly. Okay. I think I'm going to give you your package, and I'm going to ask you to leave.
Oh, I'm sorry. We really didn't mean to cause a fuss.
I'll be fine tomorrow. I'm just tired, and just very tired.
We're actually heading out back to Ashburn tonight.
Okay. Great.
Sophia.
Wait, Ashburn?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yes.
She reaches back behind the counter there. He goes, take this. Tell the man who kept hitting on me thank you. And take and leave.
I think the thing I'm most sorry about is you had to deal with Valos. Sorry about that.
So did Valis come, and like was he with anyone?
No, he didn't do that.
Oh. Come on, Ryan.
That's too
Come
much.
on.
I'm sorry. You had a pause there. I'm sorry.
Gee.
I'll take the
Why?
GFI. I'm
No,
sorry.
you need to take that GFI,
Yeah, that
right?
was fine. I'm sorry. You're like, pause. Hold on. Right. Sorry. She says, sorry, continue your thought. Did he come in? What was the rest of your thought?
Oh, how about that local sports team?
Did he visit? Did Valos visit?
He
And was he with anyone
he
else?
stayed for a while. His daughter and him played some music, and he drank far too much. And I asked him to go back to Ashburn.
Uh-huh. So his daughter was with him?
Yes, small tiefling woman, very small.
Team's gonna
they're
collect the
they're
stuff.
back in Ashburn now.
Yes, I assume.
Cool. I'm just asking. I'm just wondering. It's fine.
I think, yeah. She slides the package across. It's this burlap sack, but it's wrapped with very nice silks and ribbons, akin to what Joy seemed like she was capable of in creating. It's very much like a typical cardboardy clothes box like you get from a department store on like Christmas, right? But the wrapping is burlap.
Salt, I think this one's for you.
There's supposed to be a cloak in there too, but here you go, Salt.
But it doesn't really go with my new outfit now.
You currently have a present in hand.
Goes with everything. Maybe it can be a special occasions kilt?
I like it. And I put it in my backpack.
You put the whole package in your backpack, cloak and all, and just kind of tuck it inside there.
Sophia, thank you for everything. I know we've put you through a lot. Sorry. And Team's gonna at the table and start heading out.
As you're walking away, she's like, truly, I am thankful that you're all right. Just word would have been nice.
If I had that ability, I would have.
Next
Safe
time.
travels.
We will see you again someday in the future. Be safe.
You all leave the inn.
As I'm leaving, I skip over to the job board and pick up the Ashburn quest off the job board.
The Ashburn quest?
There was an Ashburn quest that I put on there when we first arrived a week ago that I brought from Ashburn.
Oh, you mean the one that you brought from? I gotcha. I was like, I don't remember giving a quest to go to. Okay, I get what you're saying.
Is this the chickens? No? What is this? This thing that's buried in the sand?
You pick up the
that's
quest.
correct.
Still on there. It is still on there as you add it to your pack and head out. Gideon, you staying, leaving?
Yeah, Gideon's gonna head out. Before he leaves, he's gonna stop by the counter and say, I apologize with the whole traveler thing. I just need you to know, if you think the time clerics will help you, they're just another church. I wish I could have given you more information, and I'm sorry. And then Gideon leaves.
She basically kind of stumbles on her, not meaning to have offended you, just very tired and just frustrated, and so you can hear her kind of stumble over her own words, much like you would do, Gideon, as you leave and head out the building. Zania, during this time, as the door closes while they're inside there, Castigon's like, okay, so this guy, Dragonborn fella, Robert
is his name.
It's a stupid name. Okay.
Don't disrespect his name like that.
Sorry, have you ever met it? Regardless, it sounds made up, is all I'm saying.
Your name sounds made up.
I guess all names are, but that his mother really named him that, truly? That's what she kind of chuckles to himself, of all the names. Okay, sorry.
He was named by the gods himself.
Was he?
Yes, he was.
What does it mean?
God of Whispers. Ask the God of Whispers.
He's the birth of Rar.
I'll ask him sometime. Right. Inspo for that insult? Sure, you can have inspo if you don't have one already. Why not? I love it.
Thanks.
Your name's made up. As
Who are you?
okay, talk to him.
Poor Castigon.
Maybe I'll try, and then my idea is rather than send all of you there, I just bring him here.
He's on a search actually for a potentially dead brother. So can I just talk to him first and check things out?
Sure, but if he's dead, what does it matter?
He's not dead. He's not dead.
He's not dead.
Oh,
No,
hey,
he's not.
You said he
no
had a
way
dead
he-
brother.
He had a dead brother. Yes.
just a thought. Just a thought.
This
We
is
met-
Zania and Castigon while y'all were inside the inn, by the way. So
Oh, damn. Okay,
I was like,
I'll
is
have
this a
talk
Brie
later.
hang on? Okay, gotcha.
I mean,
yeah.
kind of. It's kind of metagaming, but I'll do it in a minute.
Hold it then. Right. She goes, all right, talk to him, and let's go from there, one step at a time.
Yeah. Okay. I mean, my friends, I'm sure they just want to make sure he's okay. So, I'm just gonna sit real quick. Give me a couple. I swear there's a ghost in my
You're so
room.
fuzzy.
There has to be a ghost, right? Like, focus. Hello. Anyways,
Bring out the thermometer, see if it's cold.
actually, no, never mind. I'm okay. I don't want to know.
Oh, you're not live in here?
Nope, I'm good. Thanks. Anyways,
Behind.
it's kind of cold. It's kind of cold in here, you guys.
Death.
Um,
Oh, you got a text.
Stop. Attack. Okay. She's gonna sit down and she's gonna focus, get the copper wire, and take some deep breaths, get herself together, and start the sending spells. And hey, Robert, hope you're okay. We were in Feywild. Did you find your brother? We can get you here. You have 25 words.
Nice.
5 right on the dot. As your copper wire, this bit of red lightning kind of sparks out of it, or this red smoke flies off towards the southwest of you. Robert responds and says,
Yes, I found him. I buried him. It was rough going, but I'm traveling north of Ashburn now. Glad you're okay. By 25 words, no, specifically, what do you...
before it like cuts off.
God damn it, Robert.
Okay. North of Ashburn. What is north of Ashburn?
I've got a map
What?
here if you want to see. Because
There's a lot of things north of Ashburn.
Oh, St. Jude, you're in front of everything. not that I should be like upset at St.
Hey,
Jude.
thank you.
St. Jude, gah!
Get out of here.
Sorry, let me move the map for everybody. It's hard to control the thing. That way you can remember. North of Ashburn, sounds like he's heading to the colonies of the Queen. North of Ashburn is nothing but rapids that eventually lead up to that other country. He could maybe be heading off towards the Sprite Woods. You're not entirely sure, but you do know the colonies of the Queen, which is a very different area than you previously left. You do know that the time scar is in the colony of the Queens.
Castigon, I think I need to talk to my friends first before moving forward.
All right. Did he say anything good?
He's alive. He fulfilled his goal he wanted to accomplish, and he's moving north.
Good. Okay. Did you... Dead brother. Find him?
You found him. Why do you care so much?
I don't know. I don't know why somebody would search for somebody who's dead.
Clearly, you've never had someone you've loved enough to settle properly.
Hold on. Whoa, I resent that. I love many, and I've known many loves, and that's rude. Why would you say that? Why would you say that I don't know a love?
Because a deep love for someone, especially after they passed away, you'd want them to have a final resting place and not just wither away in the desert alone.
Okay,
letting
see,
the elements get to them.
You have to explain more than that instead of just there is a dead brother. Okay, I got it now. I'm on the same page.
You seem, either way that person died, it seemed like you were very insensitive.
Apologies. At about the time that he offers his apologies, the rest of the crew comes out, followed shortly after by Gideon walking out the door. You all stand there next to Castigon, next to Xenia, as Salt, you're kind of slowly tucking the quest away in your pocket before Gideon opens the door and comes out. You're all standing in front of the inn currently.
I relay all my information to them.
Is there any way we can talk to him one more time to figure out exactly where he is?
Of course, I think it's worth it. I think after not talking to him for a week, and you know, I can use up some of this energy.
So do we want to go to? So we're not going to Ashburn.
We're going to wherever Robert is.
Hold on. Didn't you say we had a whole bunch of unfinished business?
Yes.
What's our unfinished business then? Like, I feel like we haven't got any, but I was really confused and I still don't understand. And you're really upset about going to Ashburn because we had unfinished business, but now we're going to. I don't know what's going on.
Are we so? Because I thought the other option was for Robert to come to us.
Why don't we go to Celestial Plane? There's unfinished business.
Oh.
Well, we would probably die.
Yeah, but at least you finish your business.
I mean, that is one way to look at it.
Okay,
Well,
what's next on our unfinished business?
We're dead. On my list, I have rock eggs, but they're dead, and that was a week ago. So I feel like I can scratch that off.
Are you all
good idea
looking for work?
Well, we've got one job on here. So the two things on our list. Well, there's three things on our list, but one might not be that important, but it's just fine. One of them is Amber Stronghurst. We need to find her.
No fooling, really?
Yeah.
We need to find Amber.
Why?
So that's on our list.
Why do you say it like that?
Because it's the top. Oh, no, not
right.
me.
Not to you. Sorry. No.
Yeah, no, that's fine.
Well,
why?
They were a party together at one point, much like you all. Sorry, I hadn't heard that name in a while. Yeah.
Do you know where she is?
Yeah, probably.
Okay.
Do you know where she is?
Yeah, I could check.
Do you know if she exists?
I haven't talked to her in a long time. Obviously, we're great friends, but, it's hard to keep in contact.
Yeah.
Uh-huh. And then the next one was Robert. So, I mean, that's a no-brainer. Either we go to him or we bring him to us, depending on where we want to go. And then it was I just had to visit Ashburn because there's some, like, interesting people there and stuff. And maybe, I don't know, just to say thanks to Joyous for the clothes. But, I mean, we don't have to do that. It's fine. It's just... Anyway, was there anything else that we needed to put on the list?
I don't remember anything else.
Well, that's a pretty good list. We could probably work through most of that tonight.
Yeah. And then we can go do whatever we want. We can go back to the Feywild, eat more food.
I haven't seen Amber in oh god, a long time. It's been a bit. I'll happily take your friend to her as well. I'll just go there just to see an old friend.
Mr. Traveler.
Yes.
It's Mrs. Rat.
No,
Princess
I'm
Rat, you.
Princess Summer.
Yeah, about that. Did you actually pledge services to Torma?
No, he just said that I could be a princess.
Oh, good. You don't want to do that. Never trust a fae, really.
You know what's really funny is he said not to trust you,
He said,
and then
Cormac
you
said
said not
that.
to trust him. But you said you were friends.
well, I'm friends with him. I don't know if he cares all that much for me. It's a long story, but either way, why trust a fae?
I look to Castigon, sort of put my hand on his, however high I can reach, probably not a shot, probably like his lower hand, and go, yeah, I've been there. I know what it's like to like someone and they don't like you back.
Yeah. Well, first off, he kind of points to his face, which is not very not very appealing or anything. He's like, "Come on." Second off, I'm more. We used to be great. I don't get why he doesn't trust me. Really, I helped him out. I offered services. He's just kind of like rambling about stuff that doesn't really make sense. I offered to help him out. I don't get why he didn't, just kind of going back and forth about that.
Keep patting him. It's usually an animal or something else that gets in between.
Yeah. He's kind of embarrassed now. He's like, all right, just where do you want to go? Never mind.
Summer, could you add one more thing to the list? This one's been weighing pretty heavy on me.
Mm-hmm.
I needed to return a bucket to the Black Birch Inn.
Return bucket. Yep.
I have to buy a new bucket for them. I don't know what happened to the bucket.
Oh, so
be honest.
replace
Yeah,
bucket.
maybe we should put that on the list and said replace bucket for him.
Hey, is this something you have to hand deliver, or could we organize, could we ship? Could we could we ship it to them?
I'm sure someone could send it to them. But if we happen to be in Ashburn, then
Replace bucket to, what is it? Which inn?
the Black Birch Inn.
Black Birch Inn. Well, it seems like we should really go to Ashburn.
Hey, before this, for the list, hey Gideon, since you're now part of the party, you should be on this list too. When you met us, you had something you had to do, some sort of mission. Let's add that to the list too.
That's okay.
You don't need to do that anymore.
We'll help you do it.
It's something I want to work on my own, I think.
Okay.
It's just in the background.
But if five of
Just
us work
noise.
on our own, it's quicker than one of us working on our own.
There's
It's not
also,
something I can just... After you.
I was just going to say there's also that big dragon. But that should be probably like a few paragraphs down on the list.
My task is not something I can just do.
No, wasn't it like learn everything? So we can we can put on there learn everything, and so that way you're covered as well.
If we're going that general direction, I wouldn't mind going to see the Time Scar again. Just, it's a good place to connect. But again, I don't want to deviate this too much. I can make a pilgrimage if we stop at a town.
Summer, add that to the list, please.
Yes. So to recap, I have Amber, Stronghearth, Robert, Joyous. If we have time, is fine. If we don't have time, we don't have to do it. Replace bucket,
Very
Dragon.
important.
and then Time Scar.
I'd like to get Sunspear back.
Do you think that probably would tie in with the dragon?
Yes, that would fall in with Dragon.
Only if she still has it though.
I can put it in brackets, Sunspear.
Okay.
Okay.
No.
Is there anything else that, do you seem to be having a little bit of an existential crisis about your god, Zania? Do we need to add that to the list, or?
I don't know if
Castigon
that's...
chuckles.
She shoots death glare at him. I don't know if that can be resolved in a trip.
True. I can put that alongside learn everything.
Yeah.
These could be like larger issues.
Sunea, once we leave or whenever, if we could sit down and have that chat, I would appreciate that greatly.
I was going to try to talk to you a while ago, but I know how you like your personal space, so I kind of just let you take your walk. So I would appreciate that.
Compete with God.
Thank you. Yeah, we don't have to waste any more of our friend's time. As I look at Castigon.
Oh, friend.
He's like kicking a rock back and forth, kind of like he kicks it and then runs to the other side and kicks it in the dirt.
So Robert can be done right now. We can cross that off the list.
So do we want to bring him to us or us go to Ashburn?
We should ask him.
We should ask him and get specifics on where exactly he is.
Well, how about while you guys do that, Salt, do you want to come and help me get the horses?
Okay.
And then we can
do it.
I can
Maybe
come
we should.
help.
Maybe we should grab Castigon and the three of us can get all the horses. Because supposedly Summer and I aren't very good at talking to Robert lately, so you guys can work those out and we'll get the
Actually,
horses.
it was very nice what you wanted to say to him the other day. You just wanted to say you missed him. Summer, on the other hand, has unresolved issues that she needs to talk to Robert about, but that needs to be done in person and not in a
Well,
spell.
you seem to be missing Robert, so how about you come up with the thing with Zinnia?
Team,
And we'll go
suddenly
get the
a
horses.
sharp pain in your shin as Castigon. Oh, sorry. As he throws the rock the other way and kicks it.
How about Castigon go with you to go get the horses and the wagon?
Okay.
No.
Huh?
I'm not.
Come on, Castigon.
Not
I have another story to tell you. It's amazing.
No,
It's about
hold on.
intelligence.
Hey,
You've got to hear this.
little. I'm not your errand. I'm here to send you somewhere, and then I'm gone. Get your horses
No,
if you
that
want
is
them.
exactly the point. You helping them get the horses will get us there quicker. Please.
Let's go,
You
Rat
could
Lake.
just come.
Uh,
Yeah,
as-
I mean, you're a traveler. Surely you like a good walk.
It's better than just standing kicking a rock, is it not?
I hate walking. Let's go. As he's like kind of pushing you along.
Okay, we'll
Salt now,
skip. And we both grab his one hand each and we start skipping.
as both of you talk literally both of his ears off.
I turn to Zinnia and Gideon and I say, me and Nada are gonna go have a chat. I noticed you wanted to have a talk. So I'll be back. I'll be right over.
Anything you want me to say to Robert?
Just figure out where exactly he is and if he wants to come to us. And do let him know, if you can, in 25 words, that it starts as soon as he starts talking.
I'll try. I'll try.
Okay. I mean, you know the spell better than I do, but hey.
I know it, and it's hard to convey. Anyways, I'll try.
You got this. I have faith in you. Okay.
Thanks.
Ata, come.
Okay. Hey, Gideon. It's just us two.
I love that conversation starter. Made me think of Into the Spider-Verse. Hey. Gideon's gonna, like, there's fences around like the Red Wagon Inn kind of thing, right?
Yeah, they
there's,
have
like,
their
people,
own
like,
small stables there if you want to like
Cool.
go sit over there.
Yeah, Gideon's gonna go like do a thing where he like sits on top of a fence and like pats beside him.
Okay. Coming.
Before we talk about the gods and stuff,
Uh-huh.
why should I travel with all of you?
I mean, you honestly don't have to.
It's not about matter of have or don't want to. It's weird. I really want to. I have never met people I want to impress and be friends with and see wonderful things. But I keep feeling like in the back of my mind, no matter what I do or what I try, they're not going to like me or trust me. And I think that eventually might be all of you. So why do I do I help? Am I of use to the team? Am I a friend? Am I a worker? I don't. And then he hops off the fence and starts pacing. I haven't really made a lot of friends before, and I don't want to just tag along if I'm just tagging along. Does that make sense?
You bring so much to this group that no one else has. You bring an interesting dynamic. You keep us grounded. And I honestly don't think we could have gotten as far as we have without you. And touching upon you feeling like we could turn on you in some way, I mean, I have to agree. I think that sometimes, and I think the only reason I really stayed is because I've known Team so long. And but that's how it was in the beginning with Team and I. Here is this intimidating skeletal being, and here am I, a lioness, and this bone man has nothing to lose. Why did he want a meat bag like me with him? And thoughts like that would run through my head all the time when Team and I were getting to know each other. And I won't say they'll ever completely go away, but I think you'll get to see through our actions and how we show affection in our weird ways that you'll feel that that those thoughts will just disappear one day and they won't pester.
I didn't expect that answer. I guess
Why
I just
not?
saw you and Team as friends, and I just assumed that. I mean, you wouldn't doubt that. I can understand that self-doubt. I mean, I live in that. I have my pockets marked in case I forget where to put something. Thank you for answering that so honestly. I didn't mean to put so much pressure on you and ask you such a big question.
I think the only benefit I have is that I left home before you did. And the irony is that the benefit I have on you is time.
Yeah.
And with time, I think, is that's all developed.
On a faith-related note, I was raised in a denomination that scared me a lot. It wasn't my parents' intention to make me a believer, but it was faith and prayer and lots of ritual, and I found out that I don't pray very well. I study better, and then with the time scar, I start to study more and more. I am not going to share this with others, but I will share it with you. I am very sick, Zanea. The time scar has made me ill in a way that is painful. And I'm telling you this because I am afraid of what I pray to. So if you are afraid of what you're believing in, who you pray to, etc., there is some good of that fear. It motivates you to learn more about it, to be good, to be better, to impress people. But if that fear starts outweighing the good, don't be afraid to be a vessel for another. Because I was very, very afraid of what I believed in. And I mean, the time scar, it's made things complicated for my life, but it brought me each of you. It has taught me magic I didn't think I could master. I could write scrolls for days. I could recite every incantation. Could I cast them? No. But so I just want you to know that it's okay to be afraid. And I hope that you feel safe regardless. Faith and belief is what we are to believe. It is not to cower in a corner. If that makes sense.
I mean, what about you, though?
Otto's in the background just going crazy.
I was about to say it if you didn't.
That's so good.
Shaking the stick.
What about you, though? And you live in fear, and it has made you sick. Why not? Why not change? Commitment, devotion.
Like how I feel accepted among each of you, I feel accepted by the people of the time domain. I sit there and I read my books, and they don't push my glasses off my face. They don't throw things out of my hands. They don't cast me out for wanting to write scrolls all day. They accept me for me. And though I wasn't really friends with anyone there, the people of the time domain let me use my skills and let me be a vessel for something I still don't comprehend, and I question daily. So yes, I'm sick, but I'm alive, and really I wasn't living before all this, if I may be honest. So
I mean, to counter that, just because a group of people treat you with the most basic decency, that doesn't mean you should commit your whole life to them.
Sure, but isn't it better to surround yourself in a place you feel safe than to keep those awful people around you? It's very hard to find good people, Zinea. The time domain has shown me that there are some. Even if it's a bunch of people staring at a big scar saying, what if?
I mean, I can't be one to talk. Look at me and Nimbus, and she points to the scar on her hand, and she's like, what god makes you prove devotion by injuring yourself? A god who controls through fear and pain. I can't be one to talk, I suppose, but this reminder and what I was told however long ago that was already by Fey King, it has definitely opened my eyes and makes me realize that maybe we can have both. Why not?
Gideon hops back up on the fence and offers his hand out, specifically to Zinea's scarred hand.
She reaches out.
Takes her hand and just says, I hope whatever we're looking for, even if it's completely different, we find it. Because, I mean, faith and devotion is one hell of a life, isn't it?
She'll try to cover it up again. Doesn't really like talking about it. Yeah.
At this point in time, you would see Otta running across in front of you guys with a dagger in his mouth. Otta, no, come back! You can't have
What
that.
do you have? A knife! No!
Gideon hops down and does the whole oh, come here, bring it to me. I'm a good friend and I want the dagger.
As Gideon goes over to try and grab the daggers, and you kind of laugh and follow him. Continue. I'm not trying to interrupt.
Oh, she'll just laugh, and I think to try not to take up more time, she'll talk to Robert while everyone's doing things.
Okay.
She'll just go ahead and do that. Nope. We'll just wait.
Go for it then. As you see Gideon chase after Atta with team also chasing after Atta, you pull out your copper wire and begin sending. Purely before you do that, Salt, Summer, were you just planning to go get the horses with Castigon and come back, or was there anything you were specifically wanting to be doing?
I guess you didn't get my secret message.
I'm about to. So go ahead with yours, Zinea, while I check the secret message.
No, we're good to go, is what we're saying.
Okay.
Yeah, I had actually just written to you, hey, we'd like to actually have some stuff.
Okay, cool, yeah. So, as this conversation is happening, yeah, Summer and Salt are kind of pulling Castigon away and over towards the stables at the back of Mabel's area here. Again, she has like a football field-esque size, American football field size area, about with just various different animals locked up in pens. A lot of them just kind of roaming free. Pigs, some with incredibly large ears, freakishly large, almost like rabbit large ears over these pigs. As y'all are walking over towards the gate, you unlock it and head on in to find your horses.
Oh, yeah. So and that's how you dig upwards. It's pretty impressive, actually. But look, I have a personal question to ask you. It's kind of personal. Can I ask you a question?
Sure. Y'all are saying this as y'all are like saddling the horses and.
Yeah. Like, how do you become my god? I think you're really cool. We're really sorry about everyone sort of doubting you and everything. I mean, I think when we first met, you're amazing. But since you're a god and everything, do you have like followers?
Whoa, kid! I'm not like, what are you talking about? I'm not a god.
No, what are you?
Yeah, you're.
I'm a drow.
But a traveler, right? You'd let people call you.
Yeah.
Traveler.
Yeah, it's just a nickname. It's like helps me be recognized. Castigon's hard to remember.
Wait a minute. The king said that the new gods have been appearing because people have been worshipping them. So if I can worship a king thing you, does that mean you do become a god?
I'm sure it takes more people than that. I don't know.
I'm a pretty good person.
Well,
He kind of made it seem like you were a god.
Huh.
Yeah.
I bet he's jealous, but either way, if you want to worship me, I'm never one to tell no. There are a few, I do have people who are, they owe me favors and whatnot, but other than that, no, not.
What would I have to do? Do you have like a symbol, or can I do you have like a church? Like the king said that his churches were like the trees, which is kind of
have a
boring.
church. I'm not a god. Why would I?
Really, right?
It doesn't make
We
sense.
can make you a church. We can make you like you're the traveler, so your church is like the road.
It's far easier for me if people don't know who I am to do my work. But so churches maybe no, but tell people how good looking I am. That would be great.
Yeah, I could definitely do that. I could be like your high priest or something, or your charismatic priest because you're about good lookingness.
Yeah, talk all about me. Sure. Tell him use the traveler's services.
Look, buddy, I think you're cool, but I'm not going to be worshipping you.
Yeah.
I just want to get that straight.
Yeah, she's got another god. She's not a two-timing godder.
Well, that's probably good. Yours is what, the Whisperer?
I mean, don't just the Whisperer. It's kind of a big deal.
I'm not saying it's not. I just was saying a name.
Yeah.
I mean, Summer, he is a big deal.
It's not like his god that he worships as he points to Salt now.
Here. This is a big deal.
I mean,
he's right. This is a big deal here.
The god of traveling.
I'm not a god,
amazing.
but you get what I'm saying.
No offense, travel-y Castigon, but I mean, I hear whispers from all across the world in many different voices, and that's pretty damn cool. You just kind of turn up and dance, right?
We've kind of traveled all sides of the world, so we've moved as much as the Whisperers whispered.
Hold on. You think what the Whisperer does, just speaking, and this is in a much more serious tone than you've heard Castigon speak. Only Salt heard Gideon get talked to, or not Gideon, Team get talked to this way before. You think the Whisperer, just because they speak on the wind, do more than I do?
And also, I can heal people now. Since I started listening to the whispers. I haven't seen you heal anyone. And like I said, I really like you, Castigon. I think you're really cool.
And I'm
I'm just
sure
not gonna set up
if I become his high priest, I can do stuff that's travel-y wise as well.
Oh, excuse
Hold
me.
on.
Can I heal as well?
Hey.
Bless
The
you.
traveler?
No. Oop, Salt is kind of frozen. Oh no, everybody's not frozen. Okay, cool. As
It was you for us.
Castigon's kind of looking at you. Seriously.
Seriously.
If there were gods that one of them speaks on the wind and one of them traveled and was able to traverse the plains in an instant, you would put your faith in the one that whispers? Really?
Not me.
Also, I hate you, Jakey.
Whispers can do more than you know.
Really?
Mm-hmm.
Hold that thought. Castigon vanishes before you. He doesn't touch his amulet like before. Strange, in a puff of gray smoke, he disappears. You kind of look around before suddenly, back before you, in a puff of gray smoke, Castigon stands there, holding someone by the scruff of their collar. A figure with 1,000 faces on their cloak, shrouded in black mist. Underneath the cloak, writhes under his hand. You hear screams, whispers, talk, chatter, prayers, all in an instant fill your mind. It is nearly too much. Summer and Salt, I need you to make Constitution saving throws.
Wow, I don't think Summer likes Castigon quite as much anymore.
Praise the traveler. Constitution 19 minus 1, 18.
18. Summer?
What are they? Constitution save?
Yeah.
5.
5. Salt and Summer, you both fall unconscious. The screams, the whispers, the voices in your head are too much. Your vision fades to black. Zinnia, team, Gideon. Zinnia, you're reaching out and wanting to talk to Robert. What were you saying?
I was saying, sorry, I was too caught up in that. I just totally did not think of what I was saying.
Same.
Will be in Ashburn. Meet you there. Or where are you? We can get you with us. 25 starts as soon as you speak.
Zinnia, the red lightning goes off the end of your copper wire before red smoke fades to the southwest. You hear back,
Okay, 1. Aisle 2. Head 3. Back 4. 2. 5. Ashburn 6. Speed 7. Will 8. Be 9. Of 10. Utmost 11. Importance 12. 2.
and it fades off from there.
I realized to give you inspiration because, oh my god, my face hurts. That was so very good.
That was good. That was good.
That was incredible.
I'll take a point. Yeah, I'll absolutely use it.
Oh
Also,
my
I was
god.
totally following along. I had to go feed my fish. What the fuck?
I was wondering if Drew was going to know what was going on. Zinnia, you hear Robert message you back. You kind of do a facepalm thing, but that's what you love about him. Robert spoke back to you.
Oh, he said he'll meet us in Ashburn.
Oh.
Everyone.
That makes things much more simple, I suppose.
Yes. Then we should meet up with the others, and we know where to go.
As the three of you all are talking, Castigon is walking with the lead of a horse and the others following in tow down the road. Summer and Salt lay strewn out across the horse that he's currently pulling by the lead. as he's walking over towards all of you. Okay. The two of them offered me some weird juice out of some weird pouch, but I said only if they take it first, and I don't know what's happening, but they're passed out. I
would like to roll insight on this
absolutely.
man. Oh,
Insight on a god.
Okay, well, it's a natural 20. Plus 7. 27. Can I cast guidance to get another 30?
Sure, guidance it, since you already got the nat 20.
That's 31! I see into his soul. What did he have for breakfast?
Gideon can see everything that's happening on Twitch right now.
Right.
X-Files theme starts playing while I look at this guy.
As he's walking the horse up, he's like, they sip some, I don't know what happened, but they're out. You detect this lightest hint. Nothing but your eyes might have caught this, Gideon, but a hint of a smirk on his face as he walks up with the horses. But whatever, they can take a rest. We're gonna go to the inn in Ashburn, right? We'll just knock them out or put them on the bed there, and they're good to go.
Team walks up and slaps both of them. Wake up. Hello.
Roll con saves, Summer and Salt.
Also, chat, I see what you're saying. Jakey wants to do that, but Gideon would not do that a second time. But it is taking everything for Jacob not to go, hello, it is I.
So, hey, Ryan.
Hey, Alex.
Does a 0 work?
It does. Summer?
Okay, 0.
11.
You have the 1 and a -1. I love it. Blue Moon, kick him in the ball. Right. Team, as you kind of do a double slap, like, hey, wake up, to both of them. Summer, immediately, your eyes kind of like regain consciousness. Salt is out. He must have had a lot of whatever juice he offered them.
We're going to go see Robert.
Summer,
why would you drink these things?
Roll a quick perception check. And Gideon as well, being that you are now suspicious of Castigon.
21.
Okay.
They do.
1-2. Summer, you look past Team and see Castigon standing there. Team asks you, like, why would you drink that? We're about to go see Robert. Castigon gives you the don't say anything eyes. Gideon, you see something.
I was excited. I feel I'm mixed feelings about how it will be to see Robert again. I don't know. The juice is making me foggy. I think I should just sleep.
That was very irresponsible, but okay. As
Probably.
long as you are all right. Do you think he is all right? And he points to Salt.
He'll be fine.
Okay.
Thick juice that they got there. I got the horses. Let's head out to Ashburn, right? The Red Wagon Inn there.
Yes.
Mm-hmm.
It is where we're going.
All right. Everybody come get close.
All the horses are coming too, right? You don't have to leave any, right?
No, we're good.
Okay.
Turns out he's quite powerful.
Oh. Well.
Swapping
I just
old
like
war stories.
don't break eye contact with him.
As he kind of ushers you all to get close, he's kind of like holding his hands out as if like a big group hug, but just to kind of like put you all near the horses.
Don't touch me, please.
He's not asking to touch. He's just like kind of corralling you all.
I saw your outstretched arm. I don't... Okay, let's go.
Gideon, Zania.
Yeah, I'm going to join. Question, when we've been with Castigon, is he considered like a humanoid? What is he?
Oh, he's a drow. So
he is a humanoid?
Yeah.
Okay. Just a mental note.
Sounds good. Do you go join the group?
Yeah, I'm gonna stand right close to Castigon.
Okay. Zania?
I'll join slowly.
Great.
Also
as-
watching Gideon. Just brain fart.
Her perception sees through all as well. As you all kind of stand there, Castigon says, all right, let's go. As he puts his hands forward. As you all feel a familiar, except this time it is not quite as long, that you're kind of feeling your body being stretched and colors passing over your eyes before suddenly you kind of land in a cloud of dust near the back end of the Red Wagon Inn, right near the beach where you originally met Joy and her kind of, I guess, stall that's there along with the other ones. There's not a cloud in the sky. You can see all the stars up. The moon is a crescent moon. It is a nice breeze coming in from the ocean. It feels great outside. Your horses all kind of immediately are scared, but you kind of all grab their reins to make sure they don't go running off, as obviously they have no idea what's going on. But Summer and Salt still lay across on the horses there. Salt still unconscious for the time being, before your vision kind of returns and you look all around you. Gideon, just with your passive perception, you notice all of you are there except Castigon.
I'm gonna cast Sending.
Okay.
On Castigon.
Okay.
Gideon's just gonna go to the side and say, I would appreciate in future if you didn't lie to us and make others lie for you. Know your work with us is done. Don't come back. Exactly 25, baby.
Ooh. Right.
Your
copper wire mimics Zinnia's as you pull it out. The end of it, you start to hear a ticking like a clock coming out the end of your copper wire as you speak these words, before a green energy flows to the northeast, before the energy abruptly shifts and heads to the north. Castigon replies, I would never lie to my friends. I'm doing nothing but helping you all. I got you to Ashburn. My duty is done. Have a great day, Gideon.
That's it.
Okay.
Zinnia, we're back. We can find Robert.
Yeah.
Robert?
You said it's nighttime?
It is.
Right? Okay.
Dane?
I think I have enough energy in me to talk to him one more time. And we're gonna sleep soon anyways, right? So
Also, I think I know more about his life story than I should from Salt, so I believe now I would be able to contact him, and I have a spell slot in me left as well, so if you need another one, just let me know.
sounds good. Thanks, Gideon. She
Of
gives
course.
like a big smile to her closer friend. All right. Same ritual, same thing. I imagine her blowing like bubbles through it every time, even though that's probably not how it works.
You can work however you want it to work.
Red energy bubbles of
No,
doom.
You curl the tip of your copper wire and blow through it as a large speech bubble begins to form. As you say,
Hi, Robert. In Ashburn now. How far are you? Meet us at Red Wagon Inn. 25 includes numbers. Will be here waiting. 24.
As a bubble floats in the air before just kind of pops. Before you sit there and you just kind of hold the copper wire up, just waiting for about 30 seconds before coming out the opposite end, another bubble begins to form. Before it pops in front of you, you hear,
I'm about a day's travel. I'll head there very soon. Try not to go over the word limit. See you tomorrow night. Yes!
You hear him congratulate himself.
I love him so much.
She comes back. She opens her eyes, smiling. He'll be here in a day.
I think we all should go to sleep.
Yes.
Summer, you look and see your brother next to you, still passed out on the horse.
I'm gonna wait until I'm gonna ask somebody to help.
Yeah, I will help you.
Team, can you help me get him upstairs? He's
Flops him over his shoulder.
It's been a long day.
Maybe next time he won't try and drink liquids that he doesn't know.
Yeah, maybe.
But
you know,
that hasn't stopped him before, so no hope for the future.
I think a room. I think we need a room.
Yes, I'll go get things set up. Can you make sure the horses are returned to the stables? We don't want to lose any.
So true.
Gideon that whole time was just looking at Summer over Team's shoulder, giving her the whole, like, I know. And then he's gonna walk away.
Completely avoiding eye contact with Gideon. You know, like someone, like a kid that's like stolen lollies or something and doesn't want their parents to see them.
As soon as you're kind of looked around and get any sort of eye from Gideon, you notice that Summer is intentionally avoiding your gaze. As all of you pull the horses around to the stables on the side, it's maybe about 8, 9 o'clock. There's still quite a few people out drinking, having dinner on the outside tables here in Ashburn. However, your face is not unknown, as it wasn't but a week and a half ago that you were here. Several of them, as they're having their ale, there's a tiefling man who sits there and he's mid-sip before he... and they all just kind of stare at you at the table as you all walk in through the inn door, and you hear the king.
He's still not here.
Are you asking the people outside or inside?
Yeah, outside.
Outside. As the tiefling with a mustache of beer foam says, yeah, I think, I was, yeah. He's just kind of stammering behind his words, but yes is the general vibe that you get.
I remember why we left.
Yep.
Team goes, good.
I know.
Before walking towards the door. Is the rest of the group following?
Yeah.
I want to get upstairs as quickly as possible.
As you walk in through the door, there are quite a few people drinking and having their dinner for the night. Joyos is not the one playing the music. It's that same man before in the kind of drifter's outfit that's playing the banjo up at the stage. You do see Tonar behind the counter, currently wiping down some glasses as he looks over briefly to see you all come in. He seems to not recognize you for a few seconds before he's handing a drink over to somebody, but then suddenly he's like,
wait. The last time I was here, I was skeletal. No one knows
the rest
who
of
I
the
am.
people aren't.
Okay. They just see me
same.
with the salt over my shoulder.
Yeah. He goes over, Tonar he jumps the bar over the top and runs up to Salt on your shoulder and tries to pick him up and take him from you, team.
I'll let him.
No,
Picks him up, flips him over.
No. He's fine. He's
Buddy.
fine. He's fine.
He shakes Salt. Salt, roll me another con save.
Oh, fuck off. 1.
Salt is
That's a
still
2.
unconscious
That
as
counts for the
Tona's
roll.
like, buddy, hold on, hey, hold on.
Tona, shh. He's fine. He's just had too much to drink. It's okay. He's okay. He just needs to sleep it off.
Oh, God. Sorry, a stranger carrying whatever. I thought the worst. You can
I'm
understand.
just trying to disguise my voice as best I can.
Oh, Summer points up and goes, "It's not a stranger."
Howdy.
Do you say in your typical team accent, or are you trying to sound very different?
I'm trying my best.
Okay.
Not to sound like team.
You mimic the southern accent that you heard Savage speak. Howdy, but very like intentional, you know, like a mockery almost. Howdy, as he's like,
No, I've never met that man. You had a larger group when last you were, well, same size, or, well, smaller, really, but it was different people.
That their bony guy died.
Oh,
Summer's just gonna look at Tim confused, but is it okay if I get my brother up to a room?
yeah. Hey, don't tell Dane that you're here tonight. Just leave it. I'll talk to him.
Okay.
But yeah,
hold on. He goes to the back and reaches over the counter and throws y'all 2 keys.
Thank you. We'll chat in the morning.
He's like, okay, as long as he's good. As he hands Salt over to Zania, not trusting this new guy still. As he hands it over to Zania, he's like,
Tonar, nice to meet you.
and he goes to shake your hand, team.
Very nice to meet you.
Tonar, Togalog, nice to meet you.
To Gideon.
Nice to meet you as well. Could I purchase one more room? Sorry, I'm a bit of a snorer and I don't want to keep anyone up.
Oh, sure. As he goes over to... Wait, you remember? If not, it's 5 gold.
He's with me, and I pull out my pen.
Oh, all right. That's fine.
As he goes over and he throws you a key.
Dink. Hand it over.
This orc that's just these chiseled pecs and some long flowing hair, but he's only maybe about 5 foot tall, is like,
Well, good to have you back.
as he like specifically looks at Zinnia. He's like,
Good to have you back.
Thanks for the rooms and not telling Dane. Anyways, I'm tired. And she could have
just ignores him. As Zinnia begins carrying Salt like a baby up the stairs, with Summer quickly to follow. Did you give him a name, team? I just heard Howdy. Okay, just making sure.
Just
My name is Howdy.
My name is Howdy.
Howdy, partner, is my last name.
There's no war in Ashburn.
Team and Gideon, what are you doing?
Care for a brew?
I
think this is how this sounds, right?
You're doing a wonderful job.
Thank you.
Could we have breakfast tomorrow and chat? I'm just very tired.
Head on off to bed.
Thank you. And by the way, howdy. Thanks a lot. And I go
You
upstairs.
got it.
He gives a finger gun. We're on the same page. You got it, partner. You're like, I'm not a partner.
As I'm like halfway up the stairs, I'm like, Gideon's like, yeehaw. Howdy.
That's the spirit.
Howdy.
Is there anyone I recognize?
No, I'm not joining
down
this
here?
bit, and he keeps going up the stairs.
Team, roll a perception.
All right. But perception +0, so a 14.
A few of the adventures that you saw before, the banjo player and Tonar, are all that you immediately recognize down at the bottom. There's maybe about 20 or so people here. There could be people that you don't recognize that just are sitting, away from you.
So no spade.
No spade.
That I see.
Yeah.
Okay. Well, shoot. I'm gonna go upstairs.
Stoner's like, okay, yeah, you do that.
Have a good one.
He,
It probably looks odd because I'm wearing all of Team's armor.
You start
and
walking
gear.
like just kind of shaking your legs.
I try and get the
Yosemite
swords
Sam?
to make the classic
Yeah,
like
you
heel
Yosemite
spurs.
Sam it up the stairs. Zinnia, you have salt and a room key. We'll say you have both room keys. Yours and Team's, Summer and Salt's, and then Gideon has his own. Summer's following quickly behind. Where are you going?
Do we know what rooms these keys go to?
They
or-
have like numbers engraved into the key.
Hey, Summer. Choose one.
Thank you. I'll find the key and go to the corresponding room and
You head on up to the third floor and go to one of the smaller rooms off to the side there. There's a small little hallway. It's one of the very first rooms. It's not going to be one of the best rooms, but it's a decent enough room. A room for 2 people, 2 separate beds. Summer goes and unlocks the doors. Ania, you're still carrying Salt. Do you bring him into the room or just... What are you doing? Okay. There's a bed, so you lay him down on one of the beds there across from the one that Summer sits.
Like
Support the
babies.
head, of course. A little baby for babies as you set him down on the bed. You stay in there, or
Does he want to be tucked in at all?
He'll be fine. And I kind of, as soon as he's on the bed, I kind of like start ushering Zania out as friendly as possible. Thank you so much for. Well, he just needs to sleep it off. You know, you understand.
Okay, bye.
We'll see you for breakfast. Thanks. Bye now. Bye. And
Yeah.
Zania, you close the door and you see Gideon coming up the stairs, like, oh, yee. As he's muttering to you, he's like,
Buckaroo.
He goes to the door immediately by Summer and Salt's. Yours is also to the right of theirs. Summer and Salt have the centermost room between the 3.
Rest well tonight. If you need anything, we're right here across the hall. Or
I
down.
appreciate it.
I appreciate our talk a while ago. It makes me feel less crazy for my commitments, if you will.
The talk meant a lot to me as well, so thank you. And have a good night, Zania.
You too, Gideon. Awkwardly
Gideon audibly
controversial.
sighs and then opens his door and closes it.
Gideon, you go to your room and close it. Zania, you unlock the door to your room as you hear very loud boom, 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 Yosemite Samming footsteps with some guy's mouth going chick ching, chick ching, chick ching. It's very like poorly done. His team walks over and then he's like, wait, why am I? He regains his composure as you open the door to the room.
No one noticed me. I am still undercover.
You did a convincing job, I think.
Thank you. I tried real hard. Tonar
Yeah.
didn't expect a thing.
No, he didn't. Good job. Mhm.
As the 2 of you head to the room, briefly, Gideon, is there anything with your knowledge that you're wanting to do?
Gideon's gonna take out his hourglass and put it on a desk as far from him as possible, and put Bean beside it. And he's gonna look at Bean and like almost start to say the phrase to light it, like illuminate it. But then Gideon's just gonna change into some night clothes, lay in the bed, and stare at the ceiling. And there's like sweat pouring down Gideon's brow as he closes his eyes on his own terms for probably the first time in several years.
Come back to that in a minute. Zania team, is there anything that you're doing for the night?
So, we're back here in Ashburn. People want to murder us. We get to see Robert. Dane's probably going to be pissed.
Yeah.
Should be fun.
But Keenak's not here, so
Not yet. He'll probably show up again. What if? Now hear me out. My undercover worked well. What if? Now hear me out. What if I went undercover with Kinak?
I'm listening.
And tried to convince. Sorry. And tried to convince him that we are not a problem. That we've been dealt with.
Okay. What
I'll
is
tell
it?
him the bunny man was the one that originally stole Spear, and then he's dead.
And are you gonna try to keep up that accent of yours the whole time?
It was very good.
It was.
I don't see why it wouldn't work.
Yeah. I agree. I think it's a great idea, and I think the fact that Bony Man is no longer here, great scapegoat.
And even Atta has flesh now, so he's good to go.
Perfect. I don't see where it can go wrong anywhere.
I don't either. This is perfect.
This is
And
as
Team's
Zinnia
gonna
and
like
Team are
start
both,
setting
like,
his
pulling.
equipment down.
Yeah. They're like, as you're pulling the blanket covers up, like, I don't either. I think it's great.
It's like, yeah, getting comfortable on the pillow. I think it is. I think it is.
As we go to Summer and Salt. Summer, you hear the doors of the other rooms besides you as you sit here in your room alone. Salt, unconscious there in the bed across from you. What are you doing?
Cool. So, give us 15 seconds. Is the answer yes or no, Brie? Do you know?
Not enough.
Okay, cool.
You're unconscious right now.
Nope,
right?
I'm about to wake up. I'm literally going to go, whoa!
Are you?
Well, am I?
I don't know.
I'm
on.
gonna.
I sent you both messages, but I guess none of them went through.
I'm going to lay my hands on him and heal him.
Summer, go ahead and heal him. How much are you healing him for?
10.
Salt, you do, in fact, wake up.
I wake up. Oh my god, sis! I just had the strangest dream. I saw the god of chat careening out of control on a log on water with a llama.
This is definitely weird, Salt. I don't.
It was trying to convince itself that it was better than the god of travelers and the god. Oh my god, it was amazing.
As you say that, Salt, you hear the bed kind of squeak behind you as the springs are compressed, as you turn and see the puff of gray smoke, as you see Castigon say, I think I proved that I am. As I think that's where we're going to stop for the night, since we're right at time, and yeah, seems like a good place to pause. Also, I love Alex was like, if you like Emperor's New Groove, let me do this when I wake up.
I have seen Emperor's New Groove maybe twice, but not enough to be able to be enthralled in that experience. I apologize, Alex.
That's okay. If we could have, we would have gone to the
Beautiful. So we're going to end it there with Castigon sitting in the bed across from Summer and Salt. Wow, a lot happened. A lot of lore dump this session, which really excited about, because that means we got nothing to do but move forward in the next few ones, so I like it. Also, I don't understand why everybody's upset at Castigon. I'm seeing that in the chat. Oh, you didn't do anything wrong.
I've already designed.
He didn't manhandle all of them.
The people that didn't trust him to begin with are like, don't like this guy.
I don't
and
understand.
And they're like, he's our best friend.
He didn't do anything wrong. What are you talking
Can't
about?
relate.
Literally manhandled Summer's god.
I don't. This seems like a Lawforge chat, but I don't think, if we're talking alignment, I definitely don't think he's evil. I definitely don't think he's lawful good. I think he is solidly chaotic neutral.
Such a
Chaotic
great
stupid as we
Chaotic
know.
neutral sugar.
Mm-hmm.
Right. If you haven't done it yet, make sure you do your exclamation point LUD so that you can enter from the endless metal dice. Are there any people who have yet to enter, Drewby?
Let's see. We're at no, yeah, that's there's 91 things, and there's 92 people in chat. So
beautiful. Let's do it. Let's go ahead and give it away.
As I'm closing these entries, don't forget, go over to the Red Wagon Inn Discord for the Winter Warlock if you'd like to participate in the Secret Santa that Bobo is hosting on there. And yeah, you could get some cool stuff and give out some cool stuff. And with that, closing entries.
Y'all are lucky that Jakey is not a barbarian, by the way.
Level up TTV, guys.
Yeah, make sure.
925.
Pixel, what's up?
And also,
Congratulations,
make sure you
Pixel.
follow all the socials for all of the level up _TTV.
Yeah.
And that way you can find out other cool things that are happening on this channel. Because let me tell you, there's a lot of really cool, fun games and other shows that are on this whole channel that you should come check out.
And they're for free?
They are beyond free.
For free?
If you guys happen to catch the episode of Blood Life right before the stream this morning, oh, it's this morning for me. God knows what time it is.
Evening.
For any of you people. If you managed to catch the stream right before this one, we have a new show as well that is starting on Sunday.
Yeah, we do.
Yeah. And
Awesome.
the
And
VODs
if you
are there.
follow, I was going to say, if you follow our socials, you'll get to know more about it.
For free?
For free.
For free.
Beyond free.
I'm excited to see what Safi draws, as there are many different things that could happen this Sunday. So,
Oof.
very excited.
I have a request for
Oh.
Safi,
Ooh.
and it is the
Rubbing your
traveler
face.
holding the God of Whispers.
I was going to say,
That's
I
a really
wonder
good
who's
one.
going to be the guest on
Is
Draw
that
with
what
Safi.
happened?
Maybe
Oh,
they
yeah.
might determine.
Yeah.
Oh, well.
I know her boss. That will help.
All right, everybody.
Right. Thank you, everyone. It's a fantastic session. We will catch you all next week. Again, thank you to all the well wishes to the Rybo fam and the amazing card. And just love you all. Have a good night. You rock.
Night. Bye. See you next
everyone.
week.
Bye.